أهلا وسهلا. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. It's on today, Saturday, March 30th, 2019, with very important topic here tonight. I welcome all of you around the world, particularly in our beloved country, South Sudan. Of course, this is your forum. It brought you here by Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Let me go ahead and highlight the topic that we are discussing tonight and the guests that we are going to have on the program. Today, our topic is, why did South Sudanese political forces, government, oppositions, elevated tribalism and regionalism to dominate the national discourse? That's our first question right there we are going to discuss tonight. And also we have the same question in Arabic. لماذا سيطرت القبلية والإقليمية على الخطاب الوطني لدى القوة السياسية الحكومة المعارضة في جنوب السودان. So tonight here we have the guests. They will be momentarily in our program. I have a NAS member who is GWUGGO, LADO. Louis Nersuk is a critical independent thinker mind, will join us here momentarily also, to discuss this very, very, very important today. And we also have Ustaz Mayen Dengdit, the former press secretary in the office of former vice president Wani Iga. So he will come here and enjoy it momentarily as well. And also we have Ustaz Reath Muoch, the former MP of South Sudan National Legislative Assembly. Also we do have General Ezadin Nemir will join us momentarily. He's one of the panel also on the program. And I do have Ambassador Solomon Dandar, who is residing in Toronto, Canada, will join us as well. So it's so very, very, very important tonight to discuss this topic together. A couple weeks back, you have seen how the national, discourse, whatever, we call it, the national discourse, الخطاب السياسي الوطني, how it keep moving from place to place. We were talking about the root cause and how SPLM were, in power struggling was the root cause of the war. And right now it shifted, it become federalism, and sometimes become an issue going back to 80s. And sometimes some people, they talk about Abel Alier, and they shifted also, become Gen Council of Elders. So there's so many. We kind of become like in ocean of confusion, like what our Dr. Jongkor late said, that we live in ocean of confusion. You know, sometimes we focus in one thing, and then all of a sudden somebody will say, no, that's not it. That's thing. So we wanted to figure it out together today. That's why I'm calling these individuals, this gentleman, to come here and join us momentarily. And remember, I keep saying this every time at the beginning of the show. This is no spin zone. I, Jongkor Mayol, I am an independent South Sudanese who is concerned. Behemni amr biladi. I don't care if you are an IO, if you are a G10, if you are a government, if you are a NAS. You know, the truth must be said. That's why we are here. You know, it doesn't go this way. It goes both ways. It doesn't go one way. This is the way it is. So please, you know, keep that in mind. This forum is your forum. It's all South Sudanese forum. The only thing that we do not condone in this forum here is to insult one another. And I don't put up with that. When someone start going, you know, personal, insulting, those are the people that we take out of our list. But if you can have disagreement, that's fine, because we men, you know, to agree to disagree. And that's how it works. But if you are not part of that, and then I said maybe it is not necessarily for you to join this kind of talk, because we want to examine, we want to get out and find a solution for problem in our country. It's not necessarily me or you will find a solution though, but when we speak together, when we talk together, to have that conversation, we may disagree in first day. And then the second day, we may get closer. And then the third day, we will have that an agreement. And that's what it requires, you know, for someone who is concerned, for his country to do. So I welcome you one more time. No insult whatsoever to this program. I welcome you to join us, and you have a right to participate. You know, your opinion is really valid in this forum. One more time, my guests is Mayen Dengdit, or Reath Muoch, and Ambassador Solomon Dandar, General Ezadin Nemir, and also GWUGGO, LADO, Al-Maruf. He's known by Louis Nyersuk. So those are the individuals that we are going to have on the show today. So I bet, you know, GWUGGO will be here momentarily, so we can start this thing. If you are there, you can go ahead and push this, you know, green button, and then I'll bring you. I'm a little bit sick today, but don't worry, you know. زي ما قلنا, you know, للأوطان في دم كل حر يدم سلفت ودينا مستحق. This is so important, you know. We care. And that's why we have to continue doing this. Let me go ahead and play a little music while I'm searching for my guest to appear here. This song actually will be contributed to our late General Akod Deng Akod, who actually I have been instructed by the community here in the state of Washington. Actually, I couldn't salawat, you know, memorial services. This coming Saturday is going to be in Birian. For those who live in Greater Seattle, he's going to be in Birian. So I want to remind you that, keep that in your mind. We invite everybody, all South Sudanese, from all different political affiliation. You are highly welcome to come, you know, and pay your tribute. We celebrate his life together. So I want to remind you with that. And the song that I'm playing actually is kind of in a tribute to him. And it's really, really good. So let's go ahead. While I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and play this. And we move on, my dear brothers and sisters. All right, let me go ahead and see if my guest is available. I can go ahead and bring you. So, bring you live so we can start, the matter of discussion here. We don't want to kill more time. As I said, there are going to be a memorial celebration for the life of General Akod Deng Akod in Berrien area. If you live in Greater Seattle, this is here in the United States. For those who live here in the state of Washington, just I want to remind you that. So I want to see you, my brother Guy Bol and others, South Sudanese who are here as well next week on that event. So let me go ahead and see here who is already from my guests. Please go ahead and send in your requests, and then I'll bring you. Let me go ahead and do this. It appear I'm gonna go ahead and bring you Ustaz Mayen because I see Ustaz Luis Nyersuk GWUGGO LADO is not appear yet. If you do, you can go ahead and just send in a request. It would be much better when you send in a request so I can bring you live. So let me go ahead and bring Ustaz. Oh yeah, you are right there. I see that. It's so great, to see. I'm calling you now. GWUGGO LADO Luis Nyersuk. I'm sorry, forgive me if I'm saying the name wrong. But actually, all right. Now, it's so awesome. Go ahead. Now, it's so awesome. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, so Ustaz Lado, welcome to the of South Sudan. I really appreciate.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you very well. I really appreciate accepting and coming to our live show today to discuss very, very, very important matter here. As you can see there, on the screen, we have this very important topic that we are discussing tonight. Why did South Sudanese political forces, government, opposition, elevated tribalism and regionalism, national discourse? That would be the core of our discussion tonight. But before we move on, my dear brothers, Ustaz, I know that you are a researcher, you are an independent thinker, a scholar, who is a member of NAS. I want you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself before we proceed here. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, I saw that you invite Mayen. That's fine. I can start. Yeah. My name is Lado Wani. For those who do not know me, actually, when I was born, I was given that name, Lado. And I was baptized, but I didn't like that name. So you can call me legal name Lado Wani. And my grandfather is Nyersuk. So yeah, many people know me Nyersuk, but I'm not Nyersuk, I'm Lado Wani. That's about me. I live in Canada. And as you said, yes, I'm a discourse scholar in political philosophy. I almost finished my requirement for my doctorate studies, and so I'm based in Canada. Yeah, I've been with IO when it started, 2013, with those of LG. You don't know those of I was the coordinator of the Equatorial War Front in Canada, and then we joined the IO because there is a mess going on in the discussion, which I don't want to engage in that discussion.
Correct.
Yes, I was with IO when it started, and then later on, when things started going not clear to us, some members, especially after when the Simon was detained in South Africa, and then the urban team went to Juba, those of LG and others, they were also kind of lured in and got trapped in. So then there was confusion. So then at that time, when NAS declared its defection or from the government, I joined NAS. Yeah, so, and I have been a member of NOS, supporter of NOS since then. Yeah, just for clarification.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah. But then
Well,
I don't also have problem. I don't also have problem with IO. To be honest with you, I believe in the theory of the enemy of your enemy is your friend because we all fighting the same causes. So I don't have any grievance with IO. Just also to make the code clear. Thank you.
all right. So now I want to give you an opportunity, IO and not, I want to put it aside a little bit, but I want to
Yes.
focus
Okay.
here on the question of the matter tonight. Why did South Sudanese political forces, government, oppositions elevated tribalism and regionalism to dominate the national discourse? Why is this thing happening? So go ahead.
Thank you, Jongkor. First of all, I first want to commend you for your, so, this is my first time to be in this show, to be honest with you. This one being because I kind of didn't like some of the arrogancy of the how people talk in this small forum, so I decided to keep for myself because I realized people have been defensive, calling names, and then I'm not into that kind of discourse. That's why I didn't be in this. So, but
Correct.
today I like this topic, and this is a topic of important to national integrity. So that's why I'm interested to talk on this topic. I've been waiting for such kind of topic because it's a very lengthy topic. It's like an ended open questions. Your question you're asking me as to why we have elevated tribalism or regionalism. Actually, there were two questions: tribalism and regionalism
And
in Southern
regionalism.
Sudan. Both,
Yes.
yeah, both the opposition and the government. It's like the first topic. In this first, before you do a research or collect data for your thesis, you need to define what the problem is. That's called problem gulf. Problem gulf. Or it's a problem statement. Otherwise, you collect wrong data and end up listening to wrong conclusion. You see, and that's the problem we have. We need to identify what are the problem, the root cause of the problem in Southern Sudan, and why there is tribalism, so that you can be able to address the issue, head on.
Yes.
But I realize some people are just being defensive. This kind of group thinking. If X says so, I must say so because he belongs to my tribe or my
Yes.
ethnicity or my group. And that's when regionalism come into play. Because we are not more nationalists, we are kind of taken into a tribal camp. And and I remember Dr. Gering was saying that the Arab بيقول Sudanese قال بيعرس 94 إذا بيجي تقسم بين عيالك يا تمارا دي والنمارا دي بتجيب لهم كده وتعمل دي كده. The kalam to John Gering, I talk from the evidence, and I'm not going to make nonsense here. All my talk will be based on data collected and evidence research, not just necessary talk.
Correct.
Gering begul, gal bede bikuma pogo salam abden, be perfect. This is an analogy, and I want to use this as introduction. Is nihina leaders bidana biga the gusumunes, come on, bede ma bikun aus Sudan, de ma bikun andu salam be perfect. وكلام تقول الترابلزم والقبلية أو الريجناليزم دي ما بعد من الناس مثلا أو من individuals. It started from the leadership. Now I'm going to take you back to the historical perspectives. What actually happened? During the first civil war in 1972, before that, and up to the 1972 agreement, Aled was actually in Khartoum. And Aled actually is one of the cause of the problem of the Southern Sudan. Today I'm not going to talk too much about the General Council of Elders because it's been mentioned a lot and people becoming more defensive. I'm going to twist this. I'm going to be talking about individuals who were involved in this problem. And Aled is one of them. Aled is one of the main cause of the problem of tribalism and regionalism in Southern Sudan. These are facts. These are problem statement. If you don't identify that problem, you're not able to find a solution to this problem, And how he did it. There was a conspiracy theory between Aled and Nemir when he was in Khartoum, while those of Logu were fighting in the bush.
Yes.
Aled, and then they utilized him, the police of the role. They utilized him and other Southern Sudanese who were not in the movement, in the Anyanya movement. Aled was sent to convince Logu to lay down arms. at first Logu did not agree with him, didn't like him because he thought he was like a betrayal, betraying the cause of Southern Sudan problem. Later on, it continues until the agreement, the Saba agreement was signed. And the irony was that instead of Logu being made the president of the High Executive Council, Alert actually made a discreet conference by convincing the Arab elites in the north that if you appoint Logu to be the chairman of the president of the High Executive Council, he will rebel again because he considered the dominant forces in the movement. And in fact, they play tricks. Like Gering, when Gering was the chairman of the movement, there was no way for Bashir to bring somebody from Khartoum like those who argue. They were with those of Mahdi and name it. Gering was going to be the president actually until he died before he could become the president, but he was actually promoted and actually appointed to be the vice president of the Sudan and the president of the High Executive Council, Southern Sudan government, until he died before he could assume the position. But that did not happen with Logu, because Alain made a conspiracy and convinced the Arab that if you appoint Logu to be the president, definitely they will rebel, because he wanted that position, That's just summary. I'm not gonna. It's gonna be a long history. Maybe because I don't have a lot of time. Actually, before I go further, I was gonna say that it's good to have the presentation within 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes maximum. Then you give another funnel from the 5 group of funnel. Give another person to do their own presentation. I don't want people just to wait.
Let's go ahead and do that quick as we can, so we can move on.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna go to the main point. I'm not gonna dwell in the long history because it's gonna take more than 1 hour. This is a long presentation. I have more than 10 pages here that I summarize my point. But I'm gonna make it short. Yeah, I know. But again, I want to tell you that I suggest that all the panelists should have their own presentation rather than waiting to rebuttal my point. Then they call bankruptcy. You need to present your own point and then later on give time for rebuttal. That's how I expect it to proceed. Just clarification as a homework. Okay. Then what did Aller do? He was a president. He became president of the High Executive Council, and that's the way the problem started. He won where the problem started. He brought in all the Dingabur to Juba. This was been said before. They control all the markets. Many people were terrorized, especially Juba, because I'm from Juba, I'm a Bari. People were terrorized, they dominate the whole market. Can wear Z, lead, Faham, again, name it. Were all controlled by Dingabur. And some of them going naked in Juba. Even the Simon, the chief of Bari called Sultan, and then I have to dress some of them, and take them to be caught. Let's get to Ariane to Juba. It was really chaotic. People from the bills were brought to Juba, dominated the whole market, everything, including the police. This guy who is now the chairman of the Sudan Council Elders, who what's his name? Bolona Ring was actually the chief justice at that time. And then there was a guy called Ruben Muoch, who was the chief of police. And many of them, those were Buren Pansol, name it. But the good for Labara, for the Mafi, times if you look at test from Azol, body police, police, then what happened? John Little got market already released by those of Buren Pansol, those of Ruben Muoch and all those guys. This continued like that, and that I'm not going to go details, but those are the summary. Many forgot killers from the Bari tribe in Juba. But the goodness, with Itabes, if it does something, they weren't actually vendors. They control all the vending, business in Juba. Can Z, they fry them. Hajar them, Hajar coolness, Faham, Hajar. It can have bust the depth that be with Tama Hatta, but the book, the Situmuk more of meat, the good man nung because Kanta Binema, Kanta Rajil. That's what happened in Juba. Medicine happened. I'm not going to go in details, but these are the root cause of the problem in Southern Sudan. Okay, then they are leading to the Kokora, a redivision of the South Sudan into 3 states. People thought Kokora was setting Dinga away from Juba. But that was actually federalism. I don't know what people mean by federal system. Federal system means the devolution of powers. Although it was not enough to be called full federal system, but that was actually the beginning of federal system. So that each state can administer themselves alone, right? Even regional autonomy, there's no political term called regional autonomy. It can either be confederal or federal system. Although we do not have enough also at that time, like enough powers, the power is centralized in Khartoum, but it's still that considered to be, a partial federal system or partial confederal system. So when the Kokora was called, people went to the bush, not because of that, it coincided with the 1982-83 Gering movement. So at that time, many Equatorians actually came back from the war because they were mistreated, they were mistreated. Yani, pia the kutuba for Talaga, do Bestamru Mongali to run about in Juba. So that most of the Equatorians who went to the bush in the early 80s were actually kicked back. They ran away, they escaped, they came back. It was until when those of Thomas Rilo joined the war, Commander Mamur, and those of Yadalla and Abraham Wani, and name it, at least at that time, Equatorian bigger under protection. I remember most of our Equatorian forces still around Mundi and name it, those areas, they later on came and joined Yadalla, so Yata Mundari, can be good, Bright Step campaign. And many of them, they came and joined because of those kind of mistreatment at that time. Another thing is Gering Turner was gone because when Gering became the chairman of the Southern Sudan Liberation Movement, who can man do like a quest majumade the cohesion. At least there's Aller and the group were quiet in Khartoum. There's those of Bono Moral, those of Aldo Ayo, they were kind of quiet. And then, but again, Gering did also his part, similar continuation of the Aller legacy in different form. That most of the commanders in the movement were Dinga because actually Dinga went to the bush in a big number, no doubt about that. Even the Nuer went in big numbers. And that also brought, in disequilibrium in the movement because, the Dinga were a majority in the movement because Gering was the commander. Even Kolmoanyang and Gering promoted a lot of Dinga from both and to be the generals. They are very general in the movement. Up to now, this legacy continue. You can still see now there are a lot of major generals and lieutenant generals from Dinga, Saldingabur, and Barghazal. And that brings us back to Salva Kiir. I'm not going to go detail about Gering. I'm just going to talk about how the legacy continued from Aller to Gering and now Salva Kiir. Because I don't want to take too much time. Yeah. Salva Kiir, of course, inherited from the president. And then when Salva Kiir became the president, the same group, those of Bono Molol and the group, they came and joined him, right? They came and joined him. Now they're the one called the Jongkor elders. And now that's the problem again. I'm not going to tell you, everybody know about that. I'm not going to tell you what's happening in Southern Sudan. But maybe I'll just better, because a lot have been talking about the Jongkor elders, their role. But I can just make a comment. There's nothing called a tribal organization influencing the policies and the affairs of the government. I never found in any country. What I know in some countries like Britain, there's something called the Privy Council. The Privy Council, even in America, these are the group Majlis Siuk, Nesal Kobarin, Binadi, for advice when necessary, but they do not have any jurisdiction or role to play in the government. They can make decisions, on behalf of the government. But the Jongkor elders make decisions and policies for the government, They actually override the role of the legislatures. For example, the 28th state was proven to be the work of the Jongkor elders. See? So, and that's why things started going wrong. Those of Ambro Ring, who was actually the Chief Justice of during Aled, is now the chairman of Jongkor elders. And there was another thing mentioned, I did not mention during the Aled period. Late Justin Yard said in the parliament that Nihina bin Hakim Kumia Kamsin Sena, being other Hakam na Kamsin Sena, bin Hakim na Mia Kamsin Sena. And in fact, if you go back to the master plan, Jongkor elders or Dinga master plan, how to rule Southern Sudan, those ideas are there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to go detail. I'm going to touch for those who read and understand. They and follow this politics in Southern Sudan. They will know that there's something called master plan for the Dinga community, Jongkor elders. This master plan actually is their blueprint as to how they can keep the government in power. And going back to what Dr. Luca Biel said, Luka Biang was very honest because he's a scholar. And if all the Dinka were to be like him, these are people I admire from the Dinka community. Luka Biang, Dr. Mojuk Jok, those of Bier, Ajang. These are Peter Bier, Ajang, and you and others, those who talk the truth. You know, we need to address the truth. Tikalam Begul is a time that Dabar, I feel go look at the Mari can be Dabar. If we don't clean it and dress it well, just try to, you know, dress it without cleaning it, you know, what's going to happen? Be infection. يعني مدة إذا نجد نلبى المدة وتقسم تاخد الدواء عشان تعمل dressing حتى بيعمل علاج. But ours you want to bundle it like that, بيقول ما في مشكلة في مشكلة. And that's why there's a problem in Southern Sudan.
Good.
You know, yes. This is just summary. If there's anything, I will go further. Yes.
Of course. Thank you, Dr. Lado. Even though you are doing, you are in PhD in progress, but we still call you doctor. It's okay, because you almost done.
No problem. I did not say I'm doctor, but no problem. Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I don't have problem. I'm not yet doctor, but yeah.
So now you talk about historical background and how the problem started with Abel Alier. You clarify Logu and Abel Alier and coming all the way to what had happened in Juba and how the domination and control and all these things. So now, would you agree then, would you want to say that the root cause of our issues now that caused this war, it goes back to Abel Alier? It has nothing to do with 2013. It has nothing to do with the SPLM power struggle. Then that's what you want.
No,
to say?
I'm coming to that. Actually, I didn't talk about this current regime. I was talking about the history. Because not only the history before even knowing the future and the present. The current problem started in 2013. No doubt about that. And that's why I joined IO at the time, because we sympathized with what happened. We thought that's not. That's not what we fought for, and the power struggle, Yes, this problem after the independence, the problem started in 2013 when the Nuer were massacred in Juba. We sympathize, most people sympathize with that. But again, to go back, actually, before the massacre of Nuer in 2013 in Juba, which was done by the government, no doubt about that. An estimate of 20,000, according to the report, were killed in Juba. Everybody know about that. It's in the records in the document of UN and Abasango report. So, and actually going back, the problem started not even in 2013, it was in 2011 when the Agbelek, the Sulugulen was taken. The Sulugulen was taken around Malakal, the place called the Malakal, and the place like Korfuluz, Kordilev, and name it. I never been to Malakal, but I think Dr. Lamakol gave a historical background to the naming of places like Makal in Sulu called Makal, the meaning of Makal. I forgot what was the meaning, but I think you follow that. And the Dinga did not Padang or the Dinga Gog did not give their own history or the side of history. I didn't hear the side of the history as to how they used to call Makal, whether Makal or Malakal. What is that in their own language? For example, Juba derived from the word Jubek. Jubek was the seat of the body. Malakal is the name in Sulu derived from Malakal derived from the word Makal. And I never heard from the Dinga side the claim that Malakal belonged to Badang.
Now,
yes.
Dr. Lado, so was the root cause the issue of the land or the issue of the power struggle within the Juba, within the SPLM party? Or was it the problem that Abel Alier with the Equatorian? Because there are three major things here we wanted to know exactly. What triggered the war? What triggered the war? Go ahead.
The issue of Alier is gone. It's a history. We thought, we never had problem with, we never know about Baragazal, to be honest with you. And I'm going to be Baragazal, they are neighbors. But the experience we had with the Dingabur, or we had with Dingabur at that time, and even now, is bitter experience, of savagery, like people don't respect the rule of law, they encroach the people's properties, they are violent, they can't argue. Argue. Like in terms of we don't argue. And that's the nature of the attitude and the culture and the values of the people. In Juba, I'm not going to have a like in Juba, and Hasakata Mark, أنا بنادي جوتاني سبات المني سكل ماغ لا أنا بسكل ماغ ببونيا بيا حاجة بنتاينا كلا فتقولنا لكن لا it's opposite يعني في جوبا أنت كان سنة تمام ولا حاجة I watch people who were killed in Juba من بعد particularly because Juba I'm from Juba I talk about what I saw during the alert period Zol بيتكلم ما في حاجة بس ممكن تدبيو حاجة منه you did not buy it or for some reason you declined to buy it so حاجة تمن تسوق ده somebody gonna take a stick do a stick and you're down without even massive مبادرات كده in the cars كده you know so that's it but you were trying to forget about it but again later on Mr. Gering was not a big deal we never had bitter problem with him he let Gering struggle until he brought this independence we all admire him and we wish that he was alive. Madison Sudan could be different by now. We appreciate his contribution late. We respect him. I don't have a problem with him. The fact that the Dinka were majority in the movement does not make me to sing that because why the majority because they actually went there. They went to fight. They had to go and fight for it. So that was not my problem. I had no problem with that. Then the problem started now with the government. This Omurle was minor, cathedral sling. It was not to the level of the current situation that we are having now. It was just between the issue between Ding and Nuer from Law Nuer wrestling cattle among themselves, and then Dingabur also on the other side. They discussed of cattle wrestling, cattle raiding. But then later on, I think the Murle didn't want to be under board, and then Yayo took arms, and then they got their autonomy, and then now it's called people state I think the Yayo group and the Murle kind of into their normalcy. Malakal, yes, Muslim Taradi. Fi Juba, Baby Dark Exori, Muslim Bada, my Arab boys, Western Equatoria, Dinga Bitagar, Juba Bagatonon, Bija, rare in the kettles in the Muru land and the Jande land. That is the issue of the Arab boys that land Bazukoro into prison. Bazukoro made a comment later because the Yuba Bija attacking Malo Tamadogo. Kalamde, they kept it secret, the Harjaga Budo, to be screaming Kalamde. Okay? They be sakil al bada, near bada jede. But here, big Muslim wow. And that's why you say you are calling for pedestals of government. Because I think the issue of war was minor issue about to do something to do with the Payam or whatever, county. Pita Bagara, Ma Bagara, and wow. Then Modupita Wilaya. And that happened in Juba. In Juba, they wanted to transfer the Juba state to Loban outside Juba. And up to now, they're pushing hard. So I live in Canada. The capital of Canada is in Ottawa, a very small city. They just build it, but they have to pay taxes for that land, to the city, and the way how the real estate work. So the provincial capital of Ottawa, of Canada is in Ottawa. But then Ottawa is under the city council of Ottawa, who is in charge of the city. They just own those buildings, and the diplomats, control it different. Plus, then the provincial headquarters of Toronto, Ontario, is in Toronto. You don't have to own. You can be in Juba, but don't have to control Juba. And that's what happened. They had wanted Juba to move to Rajab or to Lobanok, so they control Juba and then they loot the land. And that's why he registered that. The same thing in Bagara.
So, Dr.
Wow.
Yes. We want to help our viewers. We have a lot of people actually tune in. They are watching now. But we want to help them understand. Now, we talk about Abilalia, we talk about 70s and 80s, and then we talk about the issue that had happened after CPA signed, and then we become a country, problem that happening in Malakal, in Bibor, in Wau, in Juba. But in conclusion, I was asking what triggered the 2013 war that we are in, and why the national discourse, الخطاب السياسي, why it حول القبلية and regionalism.
Okay, good question. Yeah, good question. Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, good question. I can talk about that now because I was just touching generally. I was coming to it. I studied with Wow, Sakla Pita Wow, with the Arab boys, with the Malakal, not Jabiga Pita, Muslim Pita, Nuwe, Juba. It was not about the whole thing. It was extra about Young Bashir and Salva Kiir to do with leadership. Munia because Simon Pita, SPLM party. Because to be a Simon of the SPLM party leading you to be the president of the country. But in Canada and America, it's opposite. If you're the chairman of the party, like in America, you're just the chairman of the Democratic Committee. Your role is to organize election, and you don't want to contest, but you don't contest. Yeah, there's something called primaries. Everybody is eligible to contest, And then after the primary, they have to compete with the other party. But in Southern Sudan, if you are the chairman of the party, you are automatically the president. And that's when this issue started for December 6. There was a meeting with the SPL political bureau, meeting with SPL members, those Pagana Munda, and Bashir, and you watched that video. That was the trigger. It was all to do with leadership fight. Everybody wanted to be the chairman of the party. Mayen Dengdit had an idea to be the chairperson. Pagana Munda was interested, but they were kind of keeping low profile. But the person who was shown interest was Riek Machar. So then they called that meeting, I think, December 8th. They were in Mahatma against whatever. December 8th meeting can't experience was, and then after meeting that December, I think, prior to the issue of the war, December 15, meeting at Amoro, Jaffa Solo, Matarif, Vinehai, Galfina, Sila Dugo. Those are just, I don't, everybody know about what happened, right? I wasn't there, but the narration of Dr. Peter Odo can tell that was a cook plan. No, there was no coup actually. It was a cook plan just to get rid of the opposition. And that it succeeded in actually setting Riek Machar away from Juba in 2013 toward December. And then the masters on Nuer in Juba, 2015, actually triggered the whole thing. It turned out to be a Nuer Dingo war initially as people interpreted, but later on, it escalated. It escalated. And that's the problem. You creating these wars, it's easy to create the war, like taking light fire, but it is difficult to quench the fire. Hassel, al-Mushkil al-Hassel, December 13, is framed in Juba le Bor. Those were Gadet was commander in Bor. Gadet didn't like the way how his fellows were killed in Juba. He started a coup in Bor and captured Bor and controlled Bor. The other guy, also John Hu, the commander in Bentiu, he's now DCO staff with IO, also captured Bentiu and whatever. That's now the beginning of the real war. And also, don't forget, at that time, we always had a Gbalek in the bush, under Aloni, Johnson Aloni. They were actually not under his forces. Orange. There was rumors that he was under Lamakol because Lamakol was actually one of their political leader. And then, yes, so those persons were there. Few Arab boys, and the Arab boys command, it was not in the big military kind of thing. They used arrows really, maybe some few guns. And then that's the beginning of the war. Kalama Jabara Pita Nes Bargazwa joined Gerivde. One of the issues Bargazwa Muskle Pita Wawal Drubunes or Najarin Muzaharat. And it was like a movie when I saw them being sought at by the army. I thought Muzaharat Zoldiari Muzakaram Pita Wawa Bagara Muhawra Pita Payamle, whatever. The Hajar Pita Wilaya Ma because of Dola just Bedukunas Besila. And the president made a comment that it's in the video, it's up to now, it's outside there. So, and that's when the leader is not always standing with the truth. When the leader is taking side with another ethnic group. When the leader is not treat everybody equal, and that's where the problem is in Southern Sudan. The tigers, or they call them the lion forces that now who are under IO. And also it's a continuation of this Tabwao, continue up to Mushkil Raja. Raja was annexed the Awil. You know what happened? You're from Awil, you know what happened. The Awil alone and Gogorial, they qualified to be a state. Then Gogorial, the symbol name, twist my Gogorial. Awil Amolutnin, my Gripo Goraja in Metalata.
I never agreed, actually for division of state.
Yes. Gog there, as some people had a bit of espere symptomony from Gog. You know him, the second man, the third after Lam. I read a court from there. He as well became raised Bisulu Mahadito. The same thing even next became about 10 state. Working with that 10 state, it was George Congo, this guy who was the vice president. I Congo who was still Gogoria Gidipo, bigger 10 state. So, because the Raja, Yani, Raja in the meth is very bigger than even Gogorial, bigger than Awil, Raja Aron. Raja can even Angasimugal equally, supposed to be even 2 states. Opposite. They create 3 states for you, sorry, I'm very honest, to Awil. And then they annex Raja to Awil.
But is it about the land or about the people?
No, it's the whole idea.
I'm not a fan of more state, but
okay.
About about the big land or a big number of the people.
No. You didn't get my point. The point I'm trying to make here is that this rationale behind annexing, this place was under Western Bargazal, and who were Raja and they are one province, Western Bargazal. لماذا ليه بدموا لأويل West? Awil West, Awil is cool to be qualified to be Awil. Can they be clean? The point, why do you include Raja Pogo? And that's why Raja are fighting. People don't know that. People get Hajadegal easy, but not easy. And that's why the Sulu are fighting in Malakal. And that's why the Nuer are fighting, because the Nuer were killed in Juba. And now coming to Equatoria. Equatoria also, we have issue of land. And I'm in Juba, even Thomas, Gabriel Rafi Gaba. Dinga padang dinga bur kul kong marzandu mahal go western eastern Juba. We go out of the Nile in Juba, Minaja in Gumbo. You're going to Nimule Bur Road. Mahal de kul dinga bur telod. Almost all the commanders of the dinga bur de kul dinga padang kulu, they all own these places there in a big, big lot. Maybe mahal de Midankura, Jorwahe. Biju ahal bito bagar bito Jua henag. It can both work just in by Jua Bridge. You're looking down east. It's all buildings. They were taken illegally. This building, this.
But that's what triggered the NAS movement to rebel.
I'm not gonna say that you asked Thomas, but this is some thing. Yes, you asked Thomas, he'll tell you. But even his business is around Gumborian. He went to the president. It was out there in the middle. He went to the president. Went to the Paul Malong, and then Rajiburo wan mugaddam gal kara hilo muslim bita mahal. Uzol karigal awal jiblo mugaddam hilo muslim bita mahal. Paul Malong was there. He knows about what happened. He went to the president. Up to now, even today, I got some letters from Emperor Jeff Fayam. By the way, we and Thomas were the same Fayam, the same county. Emperor Jeff County. Rajab East and West have been colonized. Going to Rajab West, Sikaye, all the Gabragazal, Kulandu Mahalinan, and Sambor even. Around Jebel Kujur, all the way down Mahatan Yandeng up to Sirka Beard. William and all that area, Logo, they all control that area. This affects the human.
Yeah.
The point is, why are we taking people land by force while we, like me, I don't even have a plot view, and one plot view of this, and how view my view, and I got about all this time. Where are we, our generation, our this generation live? And like Mahatan is the Gua yet. Who can raise bad, Ganande, who do nine. It's actually a difficult, that's what I'm saying. And that brings me to my point, to conclude my point. When I discussed the problem, I told you that people don't hate Dinga. But we think that, we believe that the Dinga are complicit, this complicity, because the Dinga never complain about nothing. Because they are the one who are actually doing all this, the people, taking people land and doing all this kind of thing, right? Controlling the military, controlling national security, controlling everything. So they never complain.
Okay.
If everybody, except other people are the one who complain.
I have a question, but before I go to that question, I want to ask you about the complicity that you talk about. Now, when you say that the Dinka community are more complicit.
Yeah.
When you say they are more complicit, I want you to explain more. So if someone committed a crime, for instance, my name is Jongkor, and I have a Jongkor Junior, my son, let's say he's 18 years old,
yeah,
and I committed a crime related to fraud with the state of Washington for innocent. Should Jongkor Jr. be trial because Jongkor Senior actually, involved in himself in allegation of corruption? Or
that's good. Good.
Or should the court of law trial the Jongkor Senior? Because now you said that the Dinka community are complicit about what's happening. At the same time, an average Dinka did not do anything wrong, but those who are doing wrong thing are the ones who are ruling the country, are not even ordinary people. So how can you explain that?
Thank you. I have a question for that. See, I remember in my rejoinder, I wrote something on your page profile. And using analogy of deductive logic. I'm not saying that all the Dinka are actually involved in what's happening there, right? But assume that we have. But again, in my writing, I indicated
But you said Dinka community are complicit.
Yeah, because you are happy. The Dinka community are very happy. The policy of the policy of the development of Dinka community has been implemented, the NESPA master plan. And in that policy, if you read it, it says that they are supposed to live in all the states of Southern Sudan and whatever owning land, blah, blah. These are the program that they are the beneficiaries. They are not complaining because they are not aggrieved with any other issue. Even when the president went to Barghazal, you can see how they are happy, how they are. You know, now they're getting the first road. People take us for school and nothing happened to them. But now they're having the first road. They're sitting all this stuff coming from China, which is a good thing, though. I am not against that. But why only studying Barghazal? There's a road going to Buru to Malakal. That road is swampy. Also, that road should also be constructed. So, but you know what I'm trying to say here? Yani, the Dinka community and indirectly are the beneficiaries of the policies of the government or the Dinka Council of Elders policies. This affects. But I'm not saying that. And again, I mentioned something in my writing. I don't know, forget this very important point. I want to make my point.
We will come to that, yeah.
No, I just want to make one point, final comment.
Go ahead.
I didn't answer the question properly. Because those people who are committing all this thing is not only the president alone. We're talking about the national security, the army, the police, the traffic police, the fire brigades, and all those people in the uniform, what Peter Bion called the military class. You're talking about 1,000 or 100,000 a gun class, or 100,000 or 200,000 or even half million of Dinka who are involved indirectly in this. So how do you call them? How do you call this gun class, the national security,
But gun class, you know, Dr. LADO, gun class is not only Dinka alone. The gun class include Equatorial himself.
Okay.
Gun class. Obodo Mahmoud is gun class. Right?
Okay. Yeah, but that doesn't make. Yeah, I agree with you. But when you guy knows almost skin man the most class. When you guys to peace, so best guy now, man impact even man. Mayengal, when the Gen Council decided about the 28, 25 state, or then the president increased to 30, whatever it was. We heard initially it was 25, then later they moved 28. One nigga just can't marry. They can't mean his own spam with one nigga. And I never talked to a nigga, but just what he said last time. But before I'm Mayen dictator in Canada, corruption. Dictator in Canada, he is into Mayen man who jam can sack presidency. That's no. Gal yaki fin yan corruption ta Southern Sudan because hajit earth and medicine. Nesby claim below between below $50,000. Yani got why Amian that to Mabiano who did $50,000 and some bureaucracy elazo and that's a mamma elazo. You know, and that's why there's no development. People are dying of hunger in Southern Sudan, so in Juba, people are dying of there's no facilities, no medication, no infrastructures, not even road now, they start building roads. And then you think that everything okay. And that's when I blame Dinka community. They think that they never complain. You people never complain. If you don't complain, then you're happy. Then that's what I refer by indirect complicity. You know? Yeah.
Well, and that's why I gave you the example, because I didn't answer anyhow, but we can move on. Because if someone committed a crime, like I said, if I committed a crime, my child should not be tried because the father committed a crime, because we know there is a due process. You know, with international law, I'm not a lawyer, but that's what I know. There is a due process. Whoever committed a crime, he's the one that we name that person that committed a crime. But someone who's going to village, you know, with Gurma Piras, water. You should not just say that that person actually committed a crime.
I agree with you, Jongkor. I agree with you. I am not saying that. I give example that if the Dinka have 80 million, at least 500,000 or 100 million are involved in this, and they have the capacity to paralyze Southern Sudan. That's why we are in. We are talking about the military. The military and there's also Waniga and those people who are all under the government is controlled by the president, right? The president make decisions. Yeah, alega la itabikar minuer gangal fifi galpi minuer. Te woki minuer katuli fi Juba kan ma fide. Simo stop de kama minuer isn't the munu hot. Who can understand? Simo stop with a gist. And then Nuer was being killed in his worst eyes. Kan gal in Nuer under power. Malukan jole mazala ni Nuer hado katulu. I heard even family to katulu. So when you say they were those Waniga and then Nuer in this government, yes, they are there like rubber stamp. Men of the president decide what to do, and then and those of Korkur and others, they are the one who actually control everything. The military, the civil staff, military intelligence, those of Maresinov, they were the one those of Paul Malong, they were the one who did everything, brother. To be honest with you, everybody was that. They might did.
Okay.
And the point later on I'll talk about way forward. This is just the historical perspectives and what went wrong and why the tribalism. Regionalism is caused. Okay, I'll stop here. I think maybe
Yeah.
And I'll talk later. Yeah.
You know, I can ask a question here.
Yeah.
I ask you a question: why the political discourse in the country, why government and the opposition, why they are elevated to tribalism and regionalism? You gave some answer on that regard. But now let me go ahead and ask you this question. My dear brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too long ago. Like I believe Monday, you made a very controversial, post. That's what actually triggered a lot and made me to contact with you directly. You made a post of LADO in the state or LADO enclave state, and then you wrote a comment. I'm going to read a few comments here from what you wrote. You said, LADO confederal or independent state, we are bigger than Rwanda and Burundi combined. The time is
right. Yes.
Time is right for LADO state to emerge. We were never one people and will never be one people by peace or by force. These are your words.
Yes.
And then you put, LADO a state. So now, as a senior member of NAS, what do you mean by this? Are you advocating for independent state?
Okay, first of all,
advocating for independent state?
Okay, yeah, okay. First of all, for disclaimer, whatever I'm talking is in terms of property of Luis, not of LADO. Not I'm not speaking on behalf of NAS.
Okay.
I'm independent singer, although I'm a member of NAS. I never got authorization from NAS to speak on behalf of NAS, so I don't want to turn this NAS. Don't associate NAS to this, but I want to tell you this. Going back to what Gering said. Gering said,
yes,
if you divide your family, what's the breakdown? Peter, Dr. Luca Bionga Basogal, al kalam bigul be Arab bigul al Haymana, Peter Dinga, wal Hassana, those words. I'm not Arabic pattern, but you understand well than me. Yes. Yeah. I wrote them down here. Yeah, exactly. So, and I didn't want the meaning of those words, proper meaning. So, and then even is the Nihinama, is the Dinga community Mokro officer. Them man gal, the Haiga, like Kalam Gal Haiga. We all know that. To be honest with you, people are not happy with their community. I have to tell you this. I really don't care. I'm very honest and frank. Everybody is aggrieved by the community. Can Nesta Raja, Nesta Wow, Nesta Jande, Nesta Suluk, Nesta Nuer, Nesta Kobo, Nesta every community in Southern Sudan. You got the worst. We have been pressed too hard in Juba. We are not happy about people are not happy. Kalamsa people look at young there, it's true. So then, if we are not happy in this unity, then that's what Gering was saying that, but in fact, that Luka Obiang was saying that Al-Jalin, Haja Jalin kan Amolo, Mother Federal System, Mother Sunure. Yeah, it's the same thing the young council elders and Dinga are doing in Juba. They don't want federal system, they don't want rule of law, they don't want good governance, they don't want human rights, they don't want federal system. If as a Dinga now, the good mother federal system. Why? Because of the group thing, because raise God mother federal system, who had a better system. If you ask why, they can maybe explain to you why. So I support good governance and federal system government. This is my stand, my values. But if in the absence of this, I will call for confederal system or even a split of the country. Going back to the map, yes, that map actually was who we are, We were not part of Sudan. Southern Sudan was colonized by Belgium. In the map, you fall under Sudan, but we are not. Some people are saying that Jeri. No, we are not Jeri. Jeri was separate. Southern Sudan was Southern Sudan, called LADO enclave. The reason why it was called LADO enclave was because the capital was in Jebel LADO, and that's why they call it LADO Kingdom, LADO enclave. They just as the name like Jubek. You listen to Jubek, you only got Juba. So that's not that because I'm a barrier, I'm advocating for LADO enclave. But the name has now changed from LADO enclave to Equatoria. So to be honest with you, as an independent thinker, I believe that the option is open on the table. And it resonates, I repeat, it resonates well with most Equatorial, Campinas, well if you IO, well if you Juba, well if you government. If this continues, people are living in fear, in fear, like in Juba and everywhere. How do we tell why this tyranny of the cousin? Simply because of the termites on the wall. The foundation of South Sudan was not built properly. In my essay, I wrote something there about termites on the wall. It was not properly laid, the foundation of the building of this nation. And that's why we are having these termites and the problem. And I wish that we need, and again, even when I was with IO, I used to write about the UN should interfere to help us as a third party to develop the institutional government. You want the constitutions, you want good governance, you want the reform in the national security, you want. We alone will never do that. It was paid in 2015, the peace talk was signed, Reath was lured to Juba, he almost missed assassination. And now he is going back. I don't know if he's going to go or not. We need to address the root cause. I think there's a termites on the wall. Like, is a Zolde Kanro Asa Juba, do you think going to be alive? Even this security arrangement at is very vague. I can't time that the 1,300 army bureau moment. This time, there are 5 stages. the cantonment, screening, training, remobilization, demobilization, like Alma Bampa, get like to be a Jarabara, and then deployment. Memon Koskoski da Setuman. Koskoski da Batuman, Sepetakuman. But that while the training go on, even we hear the secret the training go on in Badagazal. Even another thing, the loophole of this agreement also is that I didn't read the whole thing, but I heard that they want 100,000, 120,000 army. But it is not clear how many will be given to the IO and other opposition. If it's going on the base, is it based on this is one thing I like. Is it going to go based on the share of the government, the 5, which is like they get 20%, and then the government get 50 or 60 for the other opposition, or how are they going to divide that army? That word is not clear, very ambiguous, and that's why this piece is not holding. And I'm afraid if they will go to Juba, because this time I doubt, because because even this is worse than that agreement. Yeah, this agreement is worse than that agreement. Thank you.
Now I have another question. Brother Lado. Now you already made it clear. Either confederalists or independent state, and you gave the reason why you chose that choice. Now, yes, I have 2 questions on this one. Are these your own views, or these are the views of Equatorians as well?
I just say that my view resonates well with Equatorian, whether in opposition or in the government. This is a bit, I'm not going to go into details. Idea originate from individual, it can be spread like wildfire. So I'm not saying going to happen tomorrow. This movement of the Anyanya was started by a guy called Pada Santrino Orihe or something, before GWUGGO became the Simon. That went before 1955, and we got the independence in 2011, right? 2011? Yes. So, this idea resonates well with most of the people who agree with this government. Why not? We can help get in Congress, get in touch with the Wahida Sudan. But the Wahida that inclusive of everybody, a Sudan that belongs to all, irrespective of our race and culture and religion and, and tribes. Is we had a girl more attractive, then he wanted self-determination of Southern Sudan.
So you will say that these views actually are originated with Equatorians?
Resonate well with Equatorians.
Okay. Now, you said that you are not, you are speaking as independent. You were SPLIO member, and then you become a member. But arguably, I have real argument with some NAS. They are denying you that being a NAS member. And particularly, my sister Teresa was saying that you are not a member. When did you resign? When did you resign from NAS?
Sorry, I really told yesterday, I really don't want to talk much about NAS because I don't want to be seen like trying to tarnish too much reputation.
Correct.
And I reserve my comment on some of this. I'm going to make last comment about this. I don't want to comment on Teresa, what she's saying.
No, I'm not asking you about Teresa,
Yeah,
but I'm saying
no, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That's Teresa. That's he's the only one saying that. I did the design.
You didn't resign.
Okay, I did not design. I can tell you the truth. I did not design. I never met Teresa. We met online like the way I met you, but I don't want to talk about her. You know,
Okay, no problem.
I don't want to talk about personalities, about people. You know, but I want to tell you this. When NAS started, I joined NAS. I resigned from Iowa. I joined NAS. And at that time, I was also elected the chairman of the Body Community Global Federation. If you, I don't want to talk about it, but I can tell you now. I was the chairman of the Body Community Global Federation. So, and initially we were the one volunteer, and we volunteered to organize NAS in the province. I was in the province where I live. You can ask Kurkoyu. It was actually Muslim mobilizing those Kurkoyu. He's my neighbor here. And then we realized also we start to pull back. I don't want to go those details. You know, we decided to pull back because they want to be accused of tribalism and other things. So then I decided not to be the chairman of the state. I want to tell you this. I cannot say more than this. And then, but I did not resign from NAS, but from the chairman of the state of Southern Alberta. And I don't want to talk more about NAS from now. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's
But
enough.
what about Teresa say? Let her say.
Fine.
Yeah, let her say. Let her say. I was in Tennessee. I didn't even see her there. Yeah, you saw the photo. Thank you. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
You are proposing all these things, and actually, you seem like to be. I cannot tell who is the nationalist. I cannot say that I am more nationalist than any other South Sudanese. We are all nationalists, and that I can see that in you too. You are a nationalist. So then, with that, why, if the problem of South Sudan is a corruption, mismanagement of the resources, regionalism, and all these things, as someone is scholar like you, why would you advocate for separation then, instead of solving the problem? Because country is remain, but people will go. I and you and others, we can have a common ground. Actually, we can push this kid out, and then we can make it, conducive environment for South Sudan. Why would you choose then to go away?
Sorry, thank you. I can answer that. Honestly speaking, I told you that I believe in good governance, I believe in democracy, and I believe in federal system of government, right?
Yes.
So that being said, I'm not a separatist, to make clear to you. I'm a nationalist. If, as people who know me, I have good heart. I love people Southern Sudan. I help a lot of people in Canada when I was here. One guy from America was telling me 2 days ago that I'm supposed to call St. Louis. People, you don't judge the book from the cover. The Louis that you see is different from the Louis people talk about. I have good heart. I love the Sudanese people. I don't hate Dinga. I love everybody. But the point is, I agree with your point. Let's all of us collectively step up tall, and approach the government and Kir and the group who are controlling the government. Tell them that this is what we want. We want federal system of government. We want reform in the army. We want to have national army, not tribal army. You don't want to see like Duke Ben, Matenganyor, those kind of army, national security controlled by one tribe. That's what you don't want. If you are really a nation, then you have to have the spirit of nationalism inculcated among ourselves. But if we try to, pretend like to be nationalists, because most Dinga, I'm sorry, but most Dinga will say, no, Nihna World Wahid, Sudan Wahid, but the action that they are doing cannot demonstrate that we are real one people. Rapi Matar, 90% of the officers of the immigration are Dinga. I'm seeing immigration, from how to passport. 90% of them are Dinga. Wahid,
I have to inject something here.
Go ahead.
You say that 90% in officer in the army and the police at the airport, you at the same time said that when people rebel in liberation, they went there in huge number. Actually, they found themselves there. It's not just, they were not selective. People didn't go and get them from there and put them there.
Yeah, I'll correct you. I'll correct you here. See, what you're saying is not true. Those general, like those of Gershon, those of Torbe, those are the general, those of Modu and Nemi, those are the general who are in the bus, those of Jadala. But this card, if you go to the airport and the immigration, these are boys who graduated recently. They never fought in the bus. The national security and these new guys, they are just recruited recently, not that they were in the bus. 90% of them do not fight. This is called nepotism. This is called nepotism and patronage. You want to bring your tribe to protect you there. And if I was the president of Southern Sudan, I will unite Southern Sudan people. If I am given a chance for 6 months or even 3 months, I will reform this army. I'll use people like those of the Honorable Army Civil Staff, Oyading Ajak. This guy is loved by the army. It was him who actually got him promoted to be the civil staff, the last civil staff before the independence. He is up to now has popularity in the army. People like him, people like Thomas Rilo, these people can review. Thomas has a plan for the reform of the army even. And those Oyading Ajak and others, those good people. This army need to be reformed. We want to have a national army in character, not tribal army. You know, and those are the problems that people don't want to address. Kalam Bigurian Nazakanjab, in 1983, these people went 83, but we are not talking about 1920. Most of them, those people who went at that time, most of them either retired or died. Those are people during the Gereng time. Those of Mokwi. They are not ministers. But I'm not the current generation. Why the same legacy, join the same tribe? Why not to mix them? You know,
and so, that's why we said
yes,
we are advocating for good governing, good system,
yeah,
so we can have transparency. Because
yes,
if we have transparency, everything it will be based on your qualification, based on merit. That's what it is, right? Now, my dear brother, you know, Lado, I'm gonna ask this question. So we talk about complicity, and I tell my brothers and sisters who are here on the Facebook, when we started progressive movement 2.5 years ago, we wanted to come together. Because we feel like the Dinka themselves are dying. Now people are saying that the community of the Dinka are complicit, but the majority of them are dying. They are not benefiting. My own home, they are crossing every single day going to North. They are looking for opportunity. They want to eat.
I agree.
You know?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
That tell all South Sudanese, the Dinka themselves are suffering. So the government of Salva Kiir and JC are not beneficial for the Dinka themselves, you know, are not beneficial. So now I have a question here. And my question is, why would we shame the community? Why don't we shame those who are committed atrocity and making corruption? Why do we not shame somebody like Jongkor who's advocating for good government? First, go ahead.
Thank you.
What can you say to those?
I wrote to you even before. I wrote something 1 week ago, and even I said today that we are not saying all the Dinka are bad. That's generalization. I am not, you know, I cannot do that. I cannot generalize all the Dinka are bad because even it's wrong in the research because you have to have a proof that all the Dinka are bad. So I never said that the Dinka are all bad and they're all complicit. But what I'm saying is that if I can use Traxon here now, let me say even with the national security, the police, the prison, and the army who are and whatever, those all in the uniform. If they are, for example, total 500, these are the people I'm talking about. Come back to the point of Luka Byung. These are the people I'm talking about. I'm not saying that, but again, what are you doing? I'm going to pose a question to you. What are you doing, Jongkor, other than the So and other Dinka community, to undo what Kid is doing and this 500 or 1,000 identifiable population who are complicit or actually that's what patronage like keeping the president in power, you know, surrounding him. What are you doing about those people?
Simple. I can give you my answer live here and everybody can hear it. Simple.
Yeah.
And I have been saying this for very long, over and over again. I've been saying this. I am the most critical person about Salva Kiir and his government. I am the most critical person about the SPLM elite. I am the most critical person about Gen Council of Elders because there is no need for Gen Council of Elders as long as we have the national parliament in the country. This is what needs to happen. I've been advocating that. Actually, we are dying as a community member from the Dinka. We are not benefiting from this government. We are not benefiting from anything. Why would you protect someone? To those who are there, why would you protect someone who doesn't care about your interests? Go to Barghazal. People are doing, they don't know clean water. There is no hospital. You know what? Before destruction that happening in River Yeh have better schools than what we have in our will area. They do. So why would we protect someone who doesn't care about us? I've been saying this. And with that, actually, a lot of people are listening and they are saying that this government actually does not represent all South Sudan, does not represent all of us. They don't care. They care about their families. They care about their children. They care about their colleagues. That's what it is. They care about the gun class. And this is my core advocacy for the last 2 years. I have been saying this, and people actually are getting it. What is not right, though, when I am here advocating, and my brother, they said, oh, he is actually a Dinka. It's the same face of the coin, whether he's in government or in opposition. That's what worried me. Go ahead.
Thank you. There's something political science said the onus of proof or the burden of proof is on you, Dinka community, to undo this. Because why I say so is why, if you really think that, I said it before, but maybe you didn't get the point. If you really think that you, the Dinka community, are grieved, they are suffering, and true, I went to Khartoum, I found Dinka in the place called Naibasa. Kem Sahara Mapogo Moya Mapogo Yahaja.
Jabarona. Yes,
name it, yes. I'm not saying that all the Dinka, that's why I was using population, because, in data, you have to have good data. But I can use as assessment or as, as I can assume, even, let me say 500, they stop the military, they do bank, the national security, whatever, whom the president patronized around him, protecting him. When look up Young Road something, they say that they're there to protect the Dinka leadership. They kalam command the Guluba, they kalam in Arfinu, Ugalu, they respond to it in the transcript. So now, sometimes when Namanagi, I feel like what we are saying doesn't responding to the deaf ears. Like when you saw the seeds, some of them fall on the rocks, we are just like, Begulo, Arab Begulu, and Nikolin Bucky, and you can be bugging while the horse continue. Yeah, you know what? No. And that, I feel sorry, like, whatever you're talking, the government will not even listen to us. We were wasting our time here. I could be doing some writing and itself. They don't care about what we are doing. They don't care, right? The plan is to be in power. Even if the world know that the president is not doing a good job, in terms of there's no even infrastructures in Juba, the capital, leave away other places. No roads, no hospital. Instead of giving $50,000 to one person, or to 20 people to go for treatment in India and Germany, why don't you be repair a hospital in Juba and Malakal and other big places like Torit, Meridian, this big place, Tombra, Yamu. See? And that's why, but the point, I realize, to be honest with you, Jongkor, I'm not accusing all the Dinka, but let us just make even 1,000 Dinka or 5,500 Dinka who are surrounding the president, keeping him in power. These are the people whom I call about the complicity.
Thank you.
But then, when you don't get offended.
No.
Because when people say that Dinka, because the 500 there, how do you call them? That's what I was saying. You need to get another name for them. How do you call this Dinka? Maybe then you call them Jalin, or we call them Gankeras, or how do you want us to call them Dinka, Batalina? Let's get it for a long time then. One. Another question to you is, what are you doing? Did you answer that question? The Dinka community, what are the Dinka community doing to bring this into an end? This impasse.
You asked me as individuals, and I gave you my responses.
Yes, yours is good, but I want to hear from other Dinka. What are they doing? Malungal Amul Haraha, he never saw the gun, and so I said, Abdulbegi Amul Haraha must saw the gun. Those of the Dr. Muno Alkamarek Maserde. Those of Agel Aler were sent actually as, what I was saying. Agel, I know him. He was, but online. They were saying, Mowahinuer, Jamulu, Balbala fi Pagak, Uraja Pijua. People instead come to IO to get position, promoted to be general, Buruana Buruga general, my general. So what are the Dinka community doing? None. The Dr. Munuya, the Dr. Akan Dugures no Munua, I mean, I will. Who Mashema raised Fibargazal, what's his name? He was with Iowa Secretary to Iowa.
You mean
Matok.
Dio Matok?
Dio Matok can be Kalambe Hamas and emotional when this guy was killed in Jebel Kujur before the war sparked in 2015. Yeah, it was all fair and serious. What happened now? When the guy had gone for when we actually killed the battle. Equal. So when people accuse you, brother, it's not done just like falsely. The evident track record that show that no Dinka is aggrieved. No Dinka is aggrieved by what's happening.
What about those actually who stood against the regime from the Dinka community? Should we just throw them under the bus?
Brother Jongkor, I respect you. I even wrote to you that in my one of transcript I say that you are one of the nationalists.
You did on September.
And then I mentioned to you that Dr. Jongkor, I don't want to say his name, he's in Juba, he's also one of the nationalists. Yes, he's I think from Bur, I don't know. I admire this guy.
He's from
Goa. He's very, very intelligent guy. I admire him. These are people, they are technocrats. People like Dr. Biera Jack. So I want to tell you that I'm going to call this Dinga name. I'm not against Dinga. People like Luka Byong and others, even Magog, God was good, but he went quietly, you know. I don't know what he framed by Nyan Randeng, he went to Sudan. I'm not saying all the Dinga are bad, but tell me, other than these 5 people that I mentioned, and you, I'll question, I'll go give Kari, there's something wrong going on. What are they doing?
I cannot depend on one.
Thank you.
Depend on one, but sometimes people they may disagree, but you don't see them. You know, not everybody's going to be vocal about what's happening. Not everyone will come out and talk, and we know that. You know, and we know that. So now,
and that's why this is getting wrong because like it's becoming like a problem. I always sign agreement with the government, and now NAS took arms in Equatoria. Now we are target in Central Equatoria. Mostly the fight is in Central Equatoria between Yei and Wandruba Lanya and Southern Badabonok. These are the target population now. You know? And that's the person dividing role. And that's why when I say that I don't have a problem with IO, because I think beyond very broader.
Yes.
If I don't want to say since I don't want to talk here, my view about how the person should create a coalition, including Denga, including you. Whether it's military or civil coalition, civil rights movement, to help, bring reform in the government. But you are doing very little, Jongkor. Your community is doing very little. The earnest of proof is on your community. These are truths.
Okay, let me say this. Thank you so much, for coming on and all these things. But every discussion have to have, a point, a very good point. Now, and someone with critical academic background, you are doing now your final on your doctrine in politics and the government and in Africa. Now, in your own view, Dr. LADO, what we need to do, what are you suggesting right now to get people out of all this mess with your critical academic background?
Jongkor, if the government is really doing good thing, and they really have the interest of the people in their heart, then you don't have to go, hard way to get reform in the government. For example, somebody asking for good governance, is it a crime? Somebody calling for federal system. I remember Dr. Luka Bengo referring to Thomas Gariak, Nezina, Sorgina, Thomas Bitkanam and Nas Bitkanam and federal system should be here to be adhered to. Like, what we are talking here falling to deaf ears, brother. I don't know what suggestion I can give to you other than what's going on now in the Southern Sudan.
But you have your own opinion. I want your
okay. Honesty. This is my stand. It's neither nasty. Okay, no, I told you yes. I have a stand.
Let me clarify the point. The reason I asked this question, because a little earlier we talked about separation. You said actually you are a nationalist and you are not a separatist. But having said that, because we came out of that, now there is no more label on separate and something like that. And that's why I throw a question on you as someone doing research. What needs to be done, to get out of this mess? And that's why I want to get your perspective. Solution.
Okay. Anna, I studied the attitude and the psychosis of some leaders. I don't want to mention names in Southern Sudan. The attitude and the psychosis, like their temperaments and, yeah. And you know what? The solution that I think is the appropriate solution or amicable solution to Southern Sudan problem. I wrote that before on when I even with IO and even with NAS. Because I know I am independent thinker and I'm doing this on African government, by the way, government and politics. My topic is about the effect of ethnic polarization and how does it affect government. I have a lot of material about government in Africa. I don't want to talk about it. There's no time for that. But I want to tell you one solution. The IGAD are complicit in this. They are hoovering our issue, pretending to be solving our problem. They are trying to tell the African Union and the UN that they will be the ones to solve our problem. But they are hovering and complicit. They are not really solving the problem. For me, I want this file to be handed to the UN. This is the solution. This honest and sincere heart. This file needs to be handed to the United Nations. I wrote about trust it, so that we have a third party with the technocrats. And I will volunteer. People like those of Luke Madud and others, those of Duga Byong and those of Biera Jang and many other. There's another one guy called Dr. in America, Dr. Majukule. There are a lot of brilliant scientists and intellectuals in America. We can even have 100 PhDs and whatever. We collect these technocrats from all these tribes. And then they have to work with the UN to develop the institution of the government. Remember when I wrote there that there is a termites in the foundation? It is a parable, a metaphor. Many people may not understand what I mean by that. The termite in the foundation is because the foundation is not built properly. And to build that, we cannot do that. Imagine the first fight between Riek and Kir was in 2001. Many people did notice that. When Riek wrote his version of his constitution, there was like amendment constitution, right? Riek wrote his version of constitution. Kir was not happy. He said that, Manawa Fintin Kir was safi beret. Riek became comment to talk. Then he went to John Luke, the president had the right to dismiss the governors. It's okay, approved by the SPLOA party. When the constitution said that the president should dismiss the MPs, the MP can dismiss us. When it came to the issue of the governors, the MPs approved. The president, this is the constitution that written by the people of Southern Sudan. That constitution is not good. It's not good. Now the UN, UN is Kalamde. Kalamta Juba, the Amolugan Akras that 2000 made it's not going to work. That's not going to work. Can you step to Juba? That is going to doom. It's not going to. And they are planned for that.
So you
want UN and the technocrats from Southern Sudanese doctors, for intellectuals, to develop the constitution of government, reform the army, have the constitution written properly, not to paper giving powers to the president to decentralize the system and create a federal system of government. Then we can have it. That's in peace. Other than that, you will not solve this problem. Even saying that you are calling whatever you are doing here, we can talk and talk and talk. We are just bugging, we're going to them back, and I don't know that. Let's just bug. Like they never listen to us. But they are solution. That's the only solution. That's the matter. Even I want Kalamde. When I was Iowa, I faced problem with that. When I say I want not from the leadership but from individual, I trust it.
Inter now you are for trusteeship.
Yes.
UN can take over South Sudan. And
yes.
Create
for 5 years, not taking over, and that's the problem. Come on, next people, they are going to
administer our resources.
Yes, in trust, but under the supervision of they are just supervision. They will help us develop the constitution and all this of the government, reform the army, train our police, train our security, train the immigration, train all those people, and then write a constitution that's called like circular constitution.
But why are you giving up? Why are we giving up our country?
You are not going to do nothing, brother. You are not going to succeed. You can talk and talk and talk. No action is, action is louder than the word. Whatever you're doing here, you've been doing that for the last 2-3 years. You are not going to succeed. Even the Dinka community don't like what you're saying, and you're not going to succeed. Even the rebel who went to the bush, we don't want more dead. I support the peace, but I will cushion React not to go to Juba, because that's going to create another J1 in 2013, because they are not ready for this peace crisis. They're going to art crisis or like revitalize peace agreement.
So
now why
that you denounce violence, you don't want any rebellion?
I don't want violence, but I think the best option is to invite the United Nations to be our third party to develop the institutional government. Then after that, you write the constitution, constitution that is not decentralizing the powers and through devolution of powers from the central to the state. The states will have their own legislature, they have their own, constitution, they should have the right to elect their chairman.
I disagree with
the
that.
Governor.
I disagree with that because we are bigger than that. We can solve our own problem.
Yes, thank you.
Others,
I
disagree with that.
No problem. That's my view. That's not because we tried and failed and we're going to fail and we're going to invite more war and we're deferring the war in the future generation. Yes.
Well, Dr. LADO,
thank you.
For being part of this. It was good having you today and, hosting you in this program, whether though, we stay a little bit longer, but it's good. It's good to speak from the heart, and actually you spoke from your heart. So thank you so much, for being part of our program, and I want you to stick around. If there's any more questions, we may ask you to come back to answer those questions. So thank you so much.
So I'm welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, my dear brother and sister, I really, really thank you for being patient. Let me go ahead here and call my other guests if they are available, so we can, start this thing and keep going. It's good to have you. It was very, very, very good having you here. My dear brother LADO was very good. So let me go ahead here and see. All right. How about I go for Solomon Dandar? Solomon Dandar, good to see you, my dear brother. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. معلش أخذ زمن طويل لكن yes, it's your turn now to go ahead and make your contribution as well. تفضل يا سليمان دندر.
أول حاجة جونكور أنا بحييك تحية كبيرة جدا جدا.
شكرا.
أنا لي فترة طويل ما خشيت الشو بتاعك لكن بجد أنت قاعد تعمل حاجة مهم جدا جدا. يعني أنا أول مرة أشوف الدكتور ده وكشف لي إنه جنوبين وصلوا وين وقاعدين يفكروا كيف.
نعم.
وده مهم.
Oh, it looked like something happened. معلش Dandara, go ahead and send it back in again. Send it back in Dandara. أنا ما أعرف الحصل شنو. رسل لي request تاني and أنا بجيبك right away. Hopefully this thing is gonna be okay. أنا ما أدري عشان يحصل distraction like what happened last week. It will not be okay. Solomon Dandar. رسل لي request تاني. Okay, I do see that. It came through. Let me get the water and yeah, Solomon, go ahead. أنا ده أجيب موية بس.
كويس. أو يكون مشكلتك بتاعت النت ده يقوم يعمل لنا نفس المشكلة.
No, إن شاء الله ما يحصل.
إن شاء الله. أنا بشكرك جونكور لأنه إحنا محتاجين نتكلم مع بعض. كجنوبين محتاجين نتكلم مع بعض كثير. وانا بشكرك انك انت جبت ناس مهمين جدا خلوا حتى انا سليمان دندرة. يعني انا لحظه انا بشكرك انه انت جبت الدكتور لوكا بيوم.
نعم.
وغير افكاري انا سليمان شخصيا. انا سليمان بعترف الليله قدامك انه واحده من الحاجات اللي انا استفدت من اللقاءات بتاعك ده انه انا شلت الكلام بتاع الدكتور لوكا بيوم كدكتور.
That's not good. So أنا ما أعرف شنو. ده ما يكون تمام. If this thing is started dropping people out, ما بكون كويس. So I don't know what happened exactly. خلينا نطلع ده ونرجع سليمان تاني نشوف. إن شاء الله ما يحصل لأنه أساسا there is a big target, بقى قاعد يحصل لي أنا. أنا ما أعرف. So أنا حذفت الماسنجر من ده عشان ما يعمل. لو بقى منه انا بضطر نقفل ونجيبكم تاني ما مشكله. لو بقى في مشكله فعلا عملت حاجه. لكن look like we have a lot of people right now. تفضل.
لابد نشكرك جونكور. انا مصير لابد لسه نشكرك انه انت قعدت كثير وعملت شغل كبير جدا. علمت ناس كتار. ما تفتكر يعني ما في ناس يتعلموا من الشو بتاعك ده. في ناس كتار يتعلموا من الشو بتاعك ده. انا واحد منهم. انا بشكر الدكتور لوكا انه انا شلت منه 4 حاجات 3 شلت منه 4 حاجات.
نعم.
شلت منه من اخر وكده قال يا دينكا خليكم اقعدوا شوفوا نفسكم. انا خطيت نفسي اول حاجه انه زاد انا ما نبدا بنفسي نشوف نفسي انا وين. وهو اتكلم عن انه مشكله الحكم ومشكله الحركه الشعبيه والجعليين الجدد.
نعم.
4 حاجات دي اللي انا قعدت فيهم وصلت لقناعات مهمة جدا، والليلة كويس إنه تناديت. إحنا عندنا مشكلتين يا جونكور.
نعم.
أول حاجة مشكلتك اللي أنت قلت إنه في خطاب سياسي قبلي وخطاب جهوي.
جهوي إقليمي. نعم.
يا إقليمي. يا الجهوي أنا ما حتفق معك فيه وحاسبته، لكن الإقليمي أنا حتفق معك فيه، وده حاجة حاصل وهنينا شفناه عند الدكتور طلع ده الخطاب ده موجود، فده ما فيه مشكلة برضه حنفسره ليه. لكن الجهوي ده ما في خطاب جهوي. انت عارف يا جونكور، انت قعدت 4 سنين هنا بتوري كل الحاجات الصغير والكبير، وما في حاجه في الحكومه بتحصل انت ما قاعد تقوله، بتورينا له. ده ما معناه انت قاعد تكره دينكا. لا، انت دينكا وما ممكن تكره دينكا، لكن انت داير بلدنا ده يكون يتصلح بنظرتك انت. والحكماء قالوا الزول اللي بيحبك بقول لك يا جونكور يا اخي انت ماشي غلط في المحل ده، امشي صح.
نعم.
لكن الناس بياخدوه بطريقه ثانيه. انا متاكد حتى في دينكا ثانيه بيزعلوا منك، بيقولوا يا اخي جونكور ده هيز بيترينج اس، هو قاعد يخوننا لانه وقاعد يكشف حاجات بتاع دينكا برا. يا جونكور لو في زول بيقول الحكومه ده ما بتاع دينكا، انا بقول له انت كذاب. احنا في بحر غزال الكبرى حكومه ده بتاعنا نحن. انا من بحر غزال الكبرى وهتكلم الليله بحكم انا من بحر غزال الكبرى.
نعم.
حكومه ده بتاعنا نحن. المشكله حصل وين؟ اللي انت قلت تسال الدكتور من قبل ما داير اقول لك. حقيقه المشكله حصل في محلين. في مشكله في الاس بي ال، ده حقيقه ما ممكن ننكره.
نعم.
وفي مشكله في الجين كانسل، ده حقيقه ما ممكن ننكره. الاس بي ال الغاده بتاعت الاس بي ال من ما عينوا سلفا في بعد وفاه الدكتور جون، هم عندهم مشكله لانهم متشككين في مقدراته. وما عملوا زي الجبهه الاسلاميه. ما الجبهه الاسلاميه جو وشالوا البشير خطوه قدامهم ووقفوا في ظهره لما كده. البشير لما ما كواليفايد، لكن وقفوا فيه ودربوه وساعدوه وطلعوه لحد ما مشوا لحد اللي حسوا من 30 سنه ولا كم 30 سنه بتاعهم. احنا ناسنا حسوا انه كل زول داير يكون رئيس.
نعم.
باغان داير يكون رئيس، رياك داير يكون رئيس، ماما نياندين داير يكون رئيس، مجاغا غواد داير يكون رئيس، وهكذا. اتلخبطت الشغلانه. الجين كانسل من مصلحته انه قاده الحركه الشعبيه دي اللي يتفتن. يعني هم شجعوا رئيس يا زول نازل، النازل واجههم يا زول، دخلهم سجن وطردهم من شغله، وفعلا ده اللي حصل. الغلطه بتاعت قاده الحركه الشعبيه استمر للمره الثانيه. يعني وقت رياك عمل المشكله بتاعه في 2013 وطلع، الناس كلهم متوقعين انه لما المعتقلين السياسيين يطلعوا حينضموا لرياك مشار. كان الشكل بتاعت الصراع ده ما كان حيكون اثني بين دينكا ونوير، وما كان ذاته حيستمر لفتره 6 سنوات. ما كان حيستمر لانه الجنوبيين حيفهموا بسهوله جدا انه في مشكله شنو. لكن الناس اللي حصل شنو؟ الغالب بتاعت الحركه الشعبيه ما واصلوا في الفشل بتاعهم. هم ياو كانوا وقفوا مع دكتور رياض في جوا وعملوا المؤتمر، واي زول شاف باغان وشاف دينالور وشافوا هم كجو في المشكله بتاعت المواجهه، انسحبوا قالوا هنا ما فيه، ما انه رياض قال كان ما بفاوض لو يجوا. وده الكارثه الثانيه بتاع الحركه الشعبيه. وشوف الكارثه ده ما انتهى كده. الكارثه دي انت جبت باغان هنا يا جونكور.
نعم.
وقال كلامه كله. انا توقعت ان من يوقعوا سلام باغان بيكون اول زول في راس الناس اللي بيمشوا للسلام بعد الكلام اللي انا سمعته. لكن موقفه انه ناسه ماشيين للسلام وهو رفض يمشي للسلام، ده بأكد فشل زياده بتاع قياده الحركه الشعبيه. وبعد ده كله يجي يسرق نفسه هسه يقابل توتكا في مصر بالدس كده زي الفار. ليه يا اخي تعمل كده من اول؟ ليه من اول انت بتعمل كده؟ ما امشي للسلام براسك مرفوض، دفعتك ناس المتفقين معك، ما ده الديمقراطيه كده. انتوا 10 نفر 9 قالوا سلام تمشي معاهم. ده فشل بتاع قياده الحركه الشعبيه. الفشل بتاع قياده الحركه الشعبيه زحام من الملعب، دخل الجين كانسل. الجين كانسل انتهى من الباقي كله، انتهى منه النهايه. يعني انتهى من
القرصنه السياسيه يعني.
ايوه ده الغرسنه اللي بيقصدوا اسمه شنو؟ اللي بيقصدوا اللوكا. أنا هنا في بحر الغزال الكبرى اتضررنا من الصراع ده يا جونكور. كسر القيادات بتاع الحركه الشعبيه في بحر الغزال الكبرى كله. التورجونج اتمرد، ديو موتوك اتمرد، اسمه شنو، كاستيلو جرانج اتمرد، في منو تاني، وعلى راسهم جنرال مولون اتمرد. ده ما حاجه سهل. انت ما ممكن تجي تقول الناس اللي اتمردوا عشان بكره دينكا ولا عندهم خطاب جهوي ضد الدينكا. في مشكله. وجاك تم باقي وانت جبته لنا هنا اسم شنو ده؟ يعني ده حاجه واحد ما بتصدقوا، ده ما لعب. انه امين العام بتاع الجين كانسل اللي هو استاذ اني كونديت. للتاريخ انا بعرف اني كونديت معرفه شخصيه، انا قاعد امشي في بيته في كوستي. هو مؤجر بيت عمي جبريل مندو، ما عنده بيت في واو، ما عنده بيت، قاعد بيجار. ده واحد من الناس النظاف. انا ممكن اقول لو قالوا لي سليمان جيب لنا زول قياده نظيف، انا بقول اني كونديت نظيف. فخلق مشكله. الناس دي اللي اتمردوا معناه في مشكله في الجنوب. انا جيت لاحظت حاجه ثانيه اهم يا جونكور في الزياره بتاع الرئيس. زياره بتاع الرئيس كشف انه بحر الغزال الكبرى قاعد في نار لحد ما هلو ما يمشي كواد كده مالكتون يا جماعه خلوا شكله.
يس كلامك صح. الناس قاعدين يتكلموا بيقول له يا اخي كلام شكل ده ما كويس.
والشكل بتاعنا في الغزال الكبرى ده ما قاعدين يقولوا له بايجاد ولا قاعدين يحلوا. الرئيس بيشيل حاكم بيجيب حاكم. يا اخي ده ما حل.
وعلى فكره حتى في وقت مشى اللي اول في مناطق بتاع بيم هوم تاون تام بول مالون، في واحد عجوز قالوا اسمع انا عديناك حرب بتاعنا السنين ده لو بقى ما بيقطع ما رجعوا لنا.
يس شفت ما نوم قاعدين مالون
يس بدل ما تجي ترجعوا وتطردوا وتعمل بجاء
رجعوا لنا،
رجعوا خليهم في بيت بس انت اقعد وخلاص.
يبقى ان احنا فشلنا في حكم بحر الغزال الكبرى. وقيادة الجين كانسل تموا الباقي. قروشو دانيال اويد، قروشو بولمودود، قروشو اسمه شنو؟ سلفا وناس سلفا موتوك ديل بدر قروشو الناس علينا قروشو الشاب. اقوى زول انا كنت قاعد اقول لو في زول بعدين ممكن يكون يساعد الحركه الشعبيه ده اكل بول كوردي. ده قروشو. وسيب كده في رومبيك ذاته الناس يتمردوا يا ده. في رومبيك تلار يتمرد. اكل ما جوك يتمرد. وعندك الحاكم اللي هو تشول تونغ تقريبا. يس عدين كده ما يتمردوا يا جماعه زيهم زي توماس وزيهم زي رياك وزيهم زي سليمان دندره. ايش معنى تمردنا ده بقى مشكله وخطاب جهوي والدين كده يتمردوا ما خطاب جهوي.
ما هو سليمان انا ما قلت خطاب جهوي، انا قلت خطاب جهوي، انا قلت خطاب جهوي بكل الاثنين حكومه والاوبوزيشن، لان انا شايف ناس ماشيين لترايبل لاين وريجنال لاين، اقليميه والقبليه. انا ما استثنيت الحكومه منه لان حكومه زادت قسمت الناس انا اسوء. انا ما بطلع حكومه منها، حكومه ما بريء من ده. شفت؟ وده كلام انا قاعد اقوله لان في ناس بيقول لي يا جونكور ده هو وش واحد يعني من زي كوين، يعني زي ما بيقولوا ترى يا كتاب نفس الوش، وده هو ضد حكومه وزاد ما هو دنكاوي بما انه ما فاهمين اصلا what I'm doing. تفضل.
نو انت بمناسبه يا جونكور لو في وسام بتاع الوطنيه، انا بديك له بديه له كبير. لانه انتوا طلعتوا انا اسمع دنكاوي، لكن انا طلعت ذاته من المشكله بتاعي بوصل له كبير. انا ذاته انا ما قاعد عندي مشكله ذاته، انا ذاته مشكله دينكا ده انا شايفه ده مشكله بقى ما عنده نهايه. لكن انا انتبهت لانه يا سليمان كده انت ذاتك خد نفسك، حدد نفسك انت وين في الصراع ده، انت وين؟ ما انا في بحر الغزال الكبرى. يفترض يا جونكور انا اكون واحد من المدافعين بتاع الحكومه وما سلفه في الحكومه لانه انا من بحر الغزال الكبرى. لكن الحكومه ذاته طلعنا هنا بقول لنا وادوار بط يا دور ايراني يا اخي دور بط يا
ده اللغه ده خطاب يعني ما
ده اللغه الموجود دور يعني انا ما قاعد نقول حتى ده. اقعد في برنامج في واحد من البرنامج قال يا اخي راجع ده يا اخي لابد نشيله لانه دورك ما بقدر ادافع عن راجع دور بط يا اخي
ما في اسم
ده
دور
الخطاب
بط،
يعني.
ما في اسم دور بط ولا نوير بط ولا جراندي بط. ده الناس
ان احنا بقينا بدل ان احنا شوف يا جنكر،
مم.
اذا اهلنا الدينكا ومسكوا السلطه وما قدروا يتعايشوا معنا نحن المعام في جو بحر غزال الكبرى، نحن الفراتيت البسيطين ديل، اننا نص مليون، ما قدروا يتعايشوا معنا وما قدروا يشاركونا في الحكومه ده، بل بالعكس من ذاته حولونا اعداء وعملوا واطه بتاعنا ده يعني غنيمه تشيل راجع بقوه كده لانه مليان خيرات. يقبى ان احنا خلينا نعترف اول احنا اننا فشلنا في حكم بحر غزال الكبرى. ده الفشل الاول. وقياده الحركه في بحر الغزال الكبرى كله اتكسرت، ما في قيادات. وواحده من الحاجات اتخيل يا جنكر لما الرئيس يجي في جا في يورل واسمه شنو قاعد اسمه منو التوربه، وده كلام حق. انا ما زعلان منه في كلامه لانه الرئيس ده بيقول حقيقه يعني. قال يا اخي انا هنعمل شارع عشان وانا بنفذه بنفسي عشان كان انا وديت في وزاره ماليه ناس وزاره ماليه عندهم حاجه اسمه راس قلم، يعني كانوا من كان الوزير ولا الزول وخليك في قروش بيشيل 10% من البتاع ده الراس قلم بتاعه اللي هو قيبوه ده كلام الرئيس. وقال التربه يا قاعد بس ما كلامي ده. قال انا عينت وزير اسمه شنو؟ وزير طرق. نساله التربه وين السكه؟ يقول لي ابو لوي بني ابو لوي، ما في اي حاجه. ان احنا اتكسرنا في بحر غزال الكبرى، والرئيس وصل في مرحله فقد ثقه في كلنا في كل البحر غزال الكبرى. ها يعني اديك مثل بسيط، انت عارف خلافه لو انت فتشت خلافه ما ملوم بيكون ناس وصلوا له قالوا له يا اخي يا بني ملوم ده قبعين في كرسي بتاعك. ده الخلاف اصلا، ده خلاف. ولما الرئيس يفقد ثقه في كل الناس، اذا انت فقدت الثقه في ناسك في سيب، اذا انت فقدت الثقه في ناسك اللي انت ذاتك كان المفروض تثق فيهم، معناه انت ما بتقدر تدير دوله. يا ده المحل الخشب فوق الناس تركيا، الخشب فوق الناس اللي هي اللي مروا، الخشب فوق باقي الشله اللي تقدر تشوفهم ده الفراغ السياسي اللي حصل بتاع الحركه الشعبيه. كويس. الان احنا عندنا المشكله الثانيه الكبيره المهم. اي زول بسال نفسه زي الدكتور ده بسال نفسه وقبل ساله قال لكم كوميونتي بتاع مونجا عملوا شنو في المشكله ده؟ هل كوميونتي بتاع دينكا ما عارفين؟ عارفين. انت جونكر قاعد تقول الكلام ده كل يوم، ما انا دينكا كلهم عارفين، لكن هم ما عندهم الاستطاعه عشان يعملوا حاجه، لانه بيتخيلوا اذا النظام ده اتغير الناس اللي بيجوا ممكن يعملوا تار. دينكا ما داير النظام يتغير مش عشان هم ما عارفين، مش عشان هم ما عارفين انه حاجه ده ماشيه غلط خلاص انتهى، لكن هم عقلهم وصل محل انه اذا كان يا اخي نحن كنا ماسكين السلطه بالسلاح بالثروه وعملنا اي حاجه، جندنا مطيان انيور، قتلنا ناس، عملنا اي حاجه، لو في زول جا مسك السلطه ده برضه ممكن ينتقم مننا بنفس الشكل. ده المعضله الان في اللي نحن فيه يا جمهور. المعضله بتاعنا انه مش جنوبين ما عارفين المشكله وين. الحلول انت يمكن انت بتعرف مشاكل اكثر مني وانت قلته اكثر مني.
نعم.
خلينا نركز في الحل، نشوف الحل ده شنو ممكن.
لكن ممكن يا سليمان نحن نسلم الوطن ده لليو ان؟ ده كلام بيحصل؟
انا جايك
تفضل.
ده نتيجه بتزول احبط. شوف الدكتور ده ما ممكن يقول لك يا جنكر انا داير انفصال. ما بقول لك. انينا جنوبين زمان ذاته انينا قاعدين دكتور جون بيقول كريج بينا شيل لويل.
That's right.
كريج بينا شيل لويل. ففي حاجات ما بتقال لك في الشو ده هنا ما ممكن يتقال لك. لكن باقي الجنوبين وصلوا لمرحله بتاع احباط. الاستوائيين اللي انت قاعد تشوفهم ده يا جنكر دي الناس مختلفين من جنوبين مننا يعني احنا في ذات في بحر غزال الكبرى، حتى من على النيل. دي الناس حياتهم فيه استقرار وهدوء. دي الناس اول ناس يتعلموا على مستوى الجنوب بالمناسبه، كانوا هادئين جدا وتعلموا وحياتهم مرتبه وما عندهم مشاكل يعني ما في شكل. انا مشيت جوبا عملت شهر في جوبا في 2013 قبل الاحداث. يا جونكور انا قاعد في بيت فوقه البيت ده زي كومباوند كده، فوقه 5 اسر، فوقه 2 حمامات بالاطراف. انا بقعد للساعه 11 12 بالليل بطلع بمشي الحمام بقول بجي راجع. يا اخي الصباح ناس البيت ده كله بيجي طبعا، يا اخي انت مالك يا اخي، انت بالليل كله قللتنا يا جماعه في شنو؟ قال يا اخي الناس ما بيطلعوا برا بالليل تفتح باب حمام وشنو؟ يا اخي الناس بيقولوا جوا في جردل وبعدين مره بيجي بالصباح. ده في 2013 قبل الشكلات. معناه ما في استقرار من زمن ذاك، مش الحرب، من زمن ذاك ناس ما قادرين يقعدوا، وده الناس والفوا يرقصوا حفلات، ناس والفوا يعملوا مسارح، ناس والفوا. اذا هم عندهم مشكله، دي حياه جديده اللي جابوا لنا. لما نيجي ينظروا المشكله بتاع الجنوب عشان يتحل لابد يكون في تفاهم بين دينكا ونوير. عشان الدينكا هسه بيفتكروا، شوف لما الناس يناقشوا دينكا بقول يا اخي رياض ماتشر ارتكب مجازر في
91
في 91. نناقشهم انا يا اخي انا عسكري بتاع حركه شعبيه. يقول لي يا اخي فراتيت يجمعوا، هذا انت بتقول الناس ما يجمعوا، يقول لك فراتيت في بحر الغزال قتلوا دينكا. يا جماعه فراتيت في بحر الغزال قتلوا دينكا. طيب ما يهداك التومنو فريق في جوبا بالعساكر بتاعه كله في جيش الشعب هناك.
نعم.
ما تنتقموا منه هناك، دايرين لنا هنا في واو شنو يا اخي؟ ذنبنا شنو احنا؟ ما هناك الزول اللي عمل حاجه. انتوا اديتوا فريق عديل، انا اللي معاكم، انا لسه عميد، وده زول ادوا فريق عديل، فريق يعني انا نمشي نحييه تجي ترجع في رقبتي انا؟ ده مشكله. الزول اللي في جوبا بيشوف انه خلاص ما في حل. يا اخي نازل كان انا اتكلمنا بقولوا انت عنصري، هسه انا بتصفوني انت عنصري يا سليمان، انت تقرا دينك.
لا انت ما عنصري يا سليمان.
لا بقولوا الناس التربان بقولوا بفتحوا شو، الناس ما اكل بفتحوا شو يقول لك سليمان دندر ده زول عنصري.
نعم.
لانه انا قاعد اقول حاجه الحقيقه. انت لما تقول الحقيقه زي زمان جلابه لما الدكتور جون يقول لهم يا جماعه انتوا قاعدين تاكلوا لحم واننا نشرب شوربه الليله دون شوربه ولا كلوا لحم، يقول لا الدكتور جون ده ما ده زول صهيوني ضد العروبه والاسلام وزول ما نافي والملحد. ده نفس اللغه. عشان كده دكتور لوكا بيوم قال يا اخي الجعلين الجدد. انت عارف الجعلين الجدد بتاع الدكتور لوكا بيوم ده شنو؟ ده الصفوه بتاعت الدنكا اللي عاملين مشكله للدنكا واساءوا للدنكا. لانه اي زول بربطوه بالكوميونتي بتاعه. هسه انا سليمان دندر لما نتكلم بربطوني بالكوميونتي بتاعي بفراتيد، يقول لك والله يا اخي كركوجي وسليمان دندر ده اسلوب ده فراتيد ما نافع. فبيربطوا اي زول بالمجتمع بتاعه. مولون انت زي ما قلت مولون سلطان مشى هناك قال رسلوا لنا اي زول بربطوه بالمجتمع بتاعه. فالصفوه ده يا جونكور ما في احسن من عداله، ما في احسن من عداله. انا قعدت في فتره 10 سنه بتاع واو. انا شفت المحافظ من رومبيك اسمه ازايا مبيور ايوه. يا اخي ده بدور برجله يا جونكور جواه، بدور برجله والناس تقوم وتقعد له لانه كان زول عادل. مره انا في المكتب انا ما بعرف جورج كونغور، شفت بس نساوين جارين بقوش واطا. طبعا عاده فراتيت لما انت تشوف مره قاعد يقوش واطا لزول قدام زول معناه ده زول مهم مره واحد،
زول كبير جاي
زول كبير شديد. من الباب برا هم جروا قاعد وهو جاب عربيه بفلو، يعني ده ما عربيه بيكون ده زول كبير مهم جابوه. ده المحيرني جاب عربيه بفلو. طيب يا جماعه الزول الكبير ده من بقوش له واطا ده منو هسه يا جماعه؟ حاكم شنو مصيبه شنو الجاي؟ فناديت المراسله برا قلت له تعال ده منو الجاي ده؟ طبعا انا ما شفت جورج كونغور قبل كده. قالوا لي ده جورج كونغور. كنت جيت جوا انا قمت له فوق قلت له يا اخي اقعد في الكرسي بتاعك. قال لي يا اخي ده مكتب بتاعك كيف نقعد في الكرسي بتاعك؟ فقعد عملت الاجراء بتاعه مشى. قال انا داير اوصله شنو؟ داير اوصله الناس ما قاعدين تنظر، جنوبيين ما قاعدين ينظروا لقبيله زول. لو كان بينظروا لقبيله زول ما بنقبل دكتور جون. ما دكتور جون ده دنكاوي يا جماعه. لكن انت اعدل بيناتنا، يعني حاسه انت اعدل بس اعمل عداله في وسط الناس بيشيلوك في راسهم. الجنوبيين بيشيلوك في راسهم. الاستوائيين يا جونكور وصلوا لمحل انه الحل الموضوع ده ما في. دينكا ما هيقبلوا يحلوا مشكله وما هيقبلوا الناس يكلموا معاهم، لانه كان انت كلام تمام بقول انت عنصري وانت قبلي. يا اخي يعني هنا الناس زي ده ما نعمل زي الشمال، لاننا طبعا قاسنا ايش قاسنا ما شماليين، لاننا خلينا شماليين فوتنا. فيا اخي خلينا كان نخلوهم يمشي يشوفوا مشكلتهم ولينا نفوت. ده this is what ناس وصلوا فوق. قصه نسلم قصه نسلم بلد لليو ان وشنو ده؟ ده تغطيه ساكت انه زول داير يغطي حاجه ما تسلم بلد لليو ان كيف؟ انت بتقدر تمشي تقول لليو ان، وفي يو ان بيجي بقبل يشيل بلد زي جنوب السودان ده بجيش الفوق ده بمنطقه عنيور يوم بشيل بلد زي ده بودوك وين؟ بقدر؟ ما بيقدر. انا سليمان انا من بحر الغزاله الكبرى.
نعم.
وحزين جدا للحاجه اللي حصلت، وزعلان جدا انه الحاجه دي حصل. ونحن نقر لابد ان نقول للجنوبيين احنا فشلنا، لكن احنا بنقدر نحل المشكله ده. احنا فشلنا لكن بنقدر نحل المشكله ده. نحل المشكله ده كيف؟ نحل المشكله ده بنفس قياده الحركه الشعبيه الشينين. دكتور جونو قدر يعمل سلام، دكتور جونو قدر يعمل سلام، مشى لما الجنوبيين الكعبين بتاعه ده ذاته.
نعم.
ناس لماكول، ناس منو، ناس لما ممكن ناس رياض، وكانوا قاعد بيتفاوض مع رياض. الناس اللي في الرياض قالوا له يا اخي امشي يا اخي، طلعوا منه خلوه، قال له يا اخي انت ما زول نافي، كيف تقعد تتفاوض مع دكتور جونو؟ عملوا يوم واحد حلوا مشكلته. نلم الناس ديل، نعيد الترتيب بتاع الحركه الشعبيه. لما نكون في ترتيب حركه شعبيه بنقدر نرجع نحكم بلدنا من جديد بطريقه كويسه. يعني احنا كلنا عارفين ان اخطائنا وين. اي قائد بتاع حركه شعبيه عارف اخطاء وين، سلفا ذاته عارف اخطاء وين، عارف تمام. واحده من اكبر الاخطاء اللي حصل يا جونكور، لما وانت زول في اوروبا انت بتعرف النظام، لما موظف يعمل مشكله وانت ما تعاقبه، يعني حسن انت في المحل انت شغال فيه، لو انت عملت مشكله بخلوك ساكت يا جونكور؟
عندنا زول عمل له فاير لانه عندنا مطعم.
اوكي
عندنا مطعم تبع العماره، عماره فيه 50 دور، ونحن في
كويس.
المكتب كلنا بناكل هناك. الناس شغال في عماره، المهامين، في اياد الدكاتره وما اعرف في بنك زاد في العنايه. وعندنا واحد شغال معانا، هو بيمشي لما نمشي مطعم في زول هناك صاحبه، الصاحب ده بديه سندويشات وحاجه بارده كل يوم. وزول لا، الزول اللي شغال المطعم ده طبعا اي زول شغال في العماره دي لازم يشتري هنا ده باركنج، هنا ده باج، لازم يكون لك باركنج باج عشان تقرج تحت العماره، دور السادس تحت الارض. الموظف ده الزول اللي شغال في المطعم ده بدي اخونا داك سندويشات وياكل، وبعدين لما يجي الساعه 8 هو ماشي، الزول لا بيجي بيطلع هنا عندنا باج، عندنا باج بتاعنا. لو في زول حصل له مشكله نحن بنطلعه، بنمشي تعملوا سكان وبيفتح لنا ده الجراج. الزول قام يعني تعبوا في النهايه جاي يعرفوا هو متعامل مع زول كل يوم بيطلع زول، جا ساله قاعد تطلع زول ليه؟ وزول ليه ما عنده باج. الزول عمل له فاير بكلام بتاع $7. $7 $7 فاير. شايف؟ فكلام انت قلته ده لما انت تكون مسؤول وانت بتخلي موظفين يعمل فوضى، انت ما بتعاقبهم يعمل زي عايزين، ما المشكله بيجيك انت، لان انت دي المشكله. اصل المدير بتاعنا ده لو كان خلى المساله دي يمشي كده بس، ما خلاص انا بكره برضه ممكن انا امشي مطعم هناك اقول يا اخي ما يدوني اكل برضه وانا ناكل، ولما الزمن يجي نمشي نطلع الباج ونطلع الزول الثاني ده برا، وهكذا. ده انت كده هنا عملنا كوربشن في شركه. يعني العائد اللي كان بيدخل للشركه احنا وي ار يوزنج ات كده، ده كوربشن اوتوماتيك. الزول اللي هسه يعني نادم قال لي والله يا جونكور حاجه انا عملته انا ما اعرف، يا اخي انا شغال ب $18 في ساعه. يعني القروش انت بتاكل، القروش انت بتاكل في دينر، ده النص بتاع ده النص بتاع الساعه. ده 30 دقيقه نص ساعه. طيب ليه انت تعمل الكلام ده؟ فكل حاجه دايما برجع للقياده، برجع للاداره. انت المسؤول، انت لازم مثلا تضع يا جماعه نعم وي ار اخوه، نحن وي ار كوليج، حاربنا مع بعض، عملنا في المر وفي كل حاجه ده، لكن انت لو غلطت انا ما بقدر بطلعك، قانون هياخد مجراه. ده الاخطاء بتاع الاداره، ده الاخطاء بتاع ناس سلفا كير، وده الكلام اللي انا قاعد اقوله دايما. انا ما قاعد اقول سلفا كير زول كعب كبيرسون، انا قاعد اقول في اخطاء اداريه حصلت، لان انت حاربت انه البلد ده يكون فيها شنو، في جاستس ليبرتي بروسبرتي، يكون في ايكواليتي، يكون في معامله كويسه لكل الناس بغض النظر عن ترايبل باك جراوند، ريجن، ومن وين، وبونغاو، وفرتيدو، وغولو، وندوغو، وبلندا، كل ده المفروض يحصل. فكلام انت قلته ده صح، الاداره دائما. جو اهيد تفضل.
انا جدي سلطاني هذا، انا مشيت قعدت في جناكو. شباب شاكلوا بعصايات دقوا بعضهم وجروا مشوا جابوا حراب. انت عارف جدي طلع بشنو يا جنكر؟ بعصايه صغير بدوق زول كده بلمس جسم زول كده كلهم وقفوا والشكل انتهى. انا قلت له جدي الناس شايلين حراب وعصايات وقتل مسهم بعصايه كده وبقيفوا وكل زول بفوت. انت ده شنو؟ قال لي زول انا نلمسه لو دق زول ثاني ولا طعن زول بحربه معروف انا ما بساله، ده بس ده زول محكوم. يا جنكر الدينكا ديل كانوا ناس عزيزين، ناس عندهم عادات وتقاليد وقيم. ما في بقر بتاع الزول بمشي في مراتب اكله، يعني حتى لو ما ديت بتحفظ الجلد بتاعه عشان تجي توري له زول بكره يا جماعه بقر بتاعك كان جاي هنا
ياهو.
انينا في واو ادينك البيجوك الجناين الفواو ده كله بتاع فلاته ده كانوا قاعدين فوقه، كانوا قاعدين فوقه دينكا لانه امينين. لما المانجا ينجد بيجي بيقول لك يا اخي تعال المانجا بتاعك نجد تسيو تمشي تدقوه وبيشيل نصيبه، انت بتشيل نصيبك بالصدق. زول صادق. لكن القيادات بتاع الدنكا علموا الشباب بتاعهم وغيروا الاخلاق بتاع الدنكا. يعني انا اكون قاعد شاب في يورل، يجيني واحد يجي يعرس بيت ب 500 بقر يا جنكور، وانا زول شاب، هنعمل شنو؟ هنسرق. ما انا عارف لانه زول ده حرامي، لانه انا عارف اسرته وعارف خشم بيته. انا نقول لك حاجه بسيطه. اول ده كان بيقولوا له مدينكينا بيركا في السبعينات والثمانينات. مش عشان حاجه. مدينكي ده امريكا ده بالتعايش. ناس احمد لبو ديل فلاته، لكن لما نتكلم لوردان دينكا ونتكلم لك بقول لك انا من اول، ما بقول لك انا فلاتي.
حتى في واحد مرام قاعد معانا هنا كان جو اهيد.
يس. في اسم شنو؟ انا شفت، انا مشيت اول، انا قعدت في اول شهرين، انا شفت المعامله وكيف الناس بيديروا بعض. ما في، انت لو غلطت لزول ما بيقولوا ده سليمان ده دور ولا مونجا، بيدوك الحق بتاعك. عشان كده اول ده كان بيقول له امريكتين، بالتعايش الجواه، بالسلم الجواه، بالحكم الجواه، بالسلاطين بتاعه. هسه اول ماسكينه نقص، الرئيس بيقول له يا اخي ادوم طلقه، كان عملوا بفوضى ادوم طلقه. شوف انا وين، شوف انا وين يا جنكر. لما نتكلم ما عشان احنا قاصدين دينك يا جماعه، احنا قاعدين نقول المعاناه اللي عندكم ده احنا اكعب، احنا اكعب منكم، احنا لا عندنا. انا اقول لك حاجه يا جمهور كده، شوف الاهانه اللي بيحصل لنا. اذا كان هنا في برغزال شوف الاهانه بيحصل لنا. وكده عينوا السفراء يا جنكر، ما في زول عينوا من غرب برغزال كولايه ولا سفير واحد. ها الوقت داك نائب رئيس نائب الوزير كان بروفيسور وانجي، مش بروفيسور نيمليل.
نعم.
نيمليل ما قدر يقابل الرئيس في جوبا، انتظر جواو، وكده الرئيس جواو جاء قابله فواو. يا سيد الرئيس هاي شوف، وزير ما يقدر يقابل الرئيس في جوبا،
ما بيجي
قدام ربنا. انا هنا قلنا له ما لقى زول، قال لي انا ما قدرت نقابل الرئيس في جوبا. جاء انتظروا فواو، الرئيس جواو قابل الرئيس فواو، مشى قال له يا سيد الرئيس هاي يا اخي انتوا عينتوا وزراء سفراء او غرب برغزال ده ما في ولا سفير واحد. رئيس قال له والله يا اخي جاني اسماء عربيه كده قدامي، اثنين اسماء عربيه انا افتكرتهم ده من غرب برغزال، لكن اثنين اسماء عربيه ده طلع من استوايا. يا اخي انت رئيس تقعد تشوف ناس باسماء عربيه واسماء انجليزيه؟
لا طبعا.
دي اهانه لولايه كامل، اهانه للفراتيت. انا كحاكم لما نقول لهم يا جماعه ما شالوا ناس عشان قالوا انتوا اسماءكم عربيه. يا اخي يا جماعه يا جماعه، انت داير كوتورا يعمل شنو؟ في الظروف دي كوتورا يعمل شنو؟ اذا كان بوك واغوك ما قادرين يقعدوا مع بعض، وغوك واجار ما قادرين، انت سميت الخطاب بتاع حاكم بتاع رمبيك، قال يلا في رمبيك ده بلدوم بنهار، رجال بنوم ونسوان بنهار، وبالليل زول بملس كورن بنطلون واحد عشان انت جاهز للجري. احنا ما قدرنا نعيش في بعضنا، احنا في بحر الغزال الكبرى هنحكم استوايا، هنحكم على النيل. انت ما عملت علاقه معانا الفرتيت، انت ما عملت علاقه معانا الفرتيت في جو برغزال الكبرى، ماشي تعمل علاقه مع نوير في على النيل، ولا علاقه مع باري في استوايا. It's not logic.
So now سليمان عشان نكتب وقت، طبعا انت اتكلمت كثير my brother. So
انا داير الحل كالاتي. الحل في يد الدينكا، ما في زول عنده حل. انا سليمان ده كان قلت لك في زول ممكن في الجنوب ولا رياض ماتر بقدر بحل المشكله ده. الدينكا لانه هم في السلطه، هم اللي بيقدروا يقرروا جنوب يمشي لوين، جنوب يستقر. لهم دارين جنوب يستقر بيعملوا عداله وسلام، والرئيس الصالح مع الناس، بدل يعمل قروش يعمل به شارع، يشيل القروش يوظف به السلام وينظم السلام، استقرار يجي للبلد، بعدين الناس يشوفوا شارع. لكن انت قاعد تشوف شارع عشان مثلا عشان يلحقوك. طيب معناه ولو شكل قام جنكور، لو شكل قام في الدور الجاي لك، جنوب ما بكون جنوب بتاع زمان الثاني. الناس بيشاكلوا بيقول والله يعني كان كده وفي دوله، ما في زي حاجه زي ثانيه، ما في زول ذاته قاعد يخطط لكلام زي ده. اذا الشكل قام كل زول بيفكر انه يشيل مهله بس وانتهى الموضوع. كل زول سلام عليك، ولا داير متحده، ولا داير استفتاء، ولا داير اي حاجه. ده لو حرب قام استوائين بيشاكلوا عشان يشيلوا استوايا، على النيل بيشاكلوا عشان يشيلوا استوايا. هل برغزال هيشاكل مع استوايا مع النيل عشان يفرض وحده زي بتاع الشمال عملوه مع الجنوب؟ ما بيجي. الحل في يد اهلنا الدنكا، بالذات الدنكا بتاع برغزال الكبرى، وبالذات انا بقول حتى الجين كانسل اللي احنا زعلانين منهم ده هم إلدس. الزول الكبير بفتش حالنا من حاجه يخرب، خليهم يورونا انه هم الناس كبار بتاعنا، يورونا حل.
المشكله هم خافوا كلهم تعالوا هنا يتكلموا مع الناس عشان تسمعوا ذاته الكلام قاعد يحصل شنو.
الزول الكبير لما يحصل مشكله ما بيحل، ما هم مش إلدس، مش جو من إلدس، ما يمشوا يحلوا مشكله. يجيبوا النوير يقولوا ما النوير يا النوير هاي يا جماعه هنا غلطنا وحاجه اللي حصل ده خلاص ما ممكن ثاني نحاسب نفسنا في 2091 وفي 2013 هنا دايرين نبني دوله. بالله يا جماعه المجازر والحاجات ده يقف هنا، لو في تعويضات في ناس اللي ماتوا في شنو يعوضوهم ويحلوا المشكله، انتهى. ناس يمشوا قدام يا فراتير كده، تعالوا عندكم مشكله شنو، الراجع بتاعكم بالله شيلوا الراجع بتاعكم ده وصوروا من وشنا، انتهى موضوع منتهي. ناس يمشوا قدام. الناس جوبا هاي في عندكم مظالم هاي نحلوا مشاكلكم شنو نحلوا؟ ده في يدينك بس هيحلوا مشاكل ده، جنوب بيستقر، وضع بيرجع تمام، اي حاجه بيرجع تمام. هم نبوا يا هو انت قاعد تسمع ده، ما انا سليمان دندر انت سميت من الزول الاول ده. الكلام الثاني بتاع يو ان ده كفرنج للكلام الاول بتاعه بس عشان انه يشوف انت تشوفه وزول بتاع يونيتي. لكن هو زول فرستريتد خلاص، وصل مرحله وما بيقدر يتحمل، بيسال نفسه انا عشت 50 سنه في حرب لسه نحارب لشنو؟ ده السؤال. جنكور
شكرا.
يديك العافيه يا اخوي
سليمان دندر، شكرا جزيلا ماي فريند فور كومينج اون. كلام مهم جدا جدا. يس زي ما قال الاخوه دائما سليمان لما يتكلم نحن بنستفيد منه كثير، بنتعلم حاجات كثير. شكرا جزيلا سليمان دندر.
شكرا لك حبيبي، يديك العافيه.
No problem. Okay يا جماعه, let me go ahead and see. I don't know. Reath, Reath Muoch, انت وين؟ Okay, Reath is not there. Let me go for Mayen. أنا كان داير أجيب Reath أول أجيب Reath أستاذ ماين دنجديت. Ustaz Mayen Dengdit, good to see you. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Malaysia took a little bit longer, and I know Kuluzul Biakut Naida time at all. Oh, Reath now show up, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you that opportunity to just weigh in with your perspective. Faddal, Ustaz Mayen.
Thank you, Jongkor. Thank you so much. And I must also appreciate Dr. LADO and Ambassador Dandara for their.
I'm sorry, it looked like it took him off, but I will try one more time. It looked like there is some issues with his network there. Looking, let's see later on. Ustaz Mayen Dengdit, please, and then I'll bring you in. Ustaz Mayen Dengdit.
yan jol king at but the doing oh mami kiden pionde dida kiden pionde wago bene kwante ko abada muva tol mi mesma ko bene so bar ken yar pionde ko ay ken yar pionde jel ko tindam na ko jel ko ibat yar pionde titani tinge yar pionde titani metlo yo sebede yo medri.
Welcome back. Malaysia network bukun fi issues, and I hope this is not gonna drop you one more time.
I hope so. I hope my network here is okay. You know, thank you for giving us and the viewers this great platform for us to discuss the issues that are bedeviling our good country, our beloved country, South Sudan. And these issues are of nation building.
Yes. Uh-oh. And this is another issues. And from the beginning, when someone come in, they keep dropping it out. So this is so frustrating. It's not okay. Go ahead. Let me turn this off. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I hope my network will not disappoint me. So we are talking about issues of nation building because we have a nation. Before we could not talk about issues of nation building.
Yes.
Because we didn't have a nation before. And why did
Go ahead.
Why did South Sudan's political forces, that is the elites, elevate tribalism and regionalism
Yes.
to dominate the national
Discourse.
You know, tribalism, by definition, is like communism or socialism. It is an ideology. A tribe is a creation of God. But
well, my devices are good, actually. You know, I don't have any problem. As you can see me, I'm still here. But I don't know why this thing is happening to my, guests. Every time, I bring in guests and then something happens with them. I'm trying really, really hard. Let me see what I can do. I may log off from other device as well. And maybe this is going to help. I don't know. But I will try the best because this is not good. So keep logging people out. Go ahead and continue, Salman.
yeah, I was saying that tribalism is an ideology. It's a political ideology. It's a political ideology where you elevate the interest of your tribe at the expense of other tribes. It is normal for a human being to elevate the interest of his family, the interest of his clan, his tribe. But when that happens at the expense of other tribes, then this is tribalism. And tribalism is something that you find within nation states that have diverse groups, ethnic groups. And it's an ailment in Africa in particular because it is not only in South Sudan, it is all over the continent. Because Africa has what is called ethno-linguistic fragmentation. It has the largest or the biggest ethno-linguistic fragmentation in the world. We have over 2,000 ethno-linguistic groups in the continent. When we say that South Sudan has 64 tribes, we are by no means so unique. In fact, Congo has over 200 tribes. Tanzania has over 200 tribes. And the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere brought these tribes together. And Tanzania has never experienced a civil war. Zambia has over 200 tribes. And Zambia, since post-independence, has never experienced a civil war. So it's not a must that if you have tribes, people who speak different languages, then you are bound to have a civil war. So why are we elevating our tribes above national interest?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good topic. This is a really, it's a good topic. And we must discuss it with an open mind and with the interests of South Sudan at heart. What we are saying is that grievances are always regional based. And regions, in those regions, we have tribes. That is why grievances go from regional grievances into the units that make up those regions. So they become, by default, tribal grievances as well. So when we have grievances, the grievances in South Sudan are genuine. We cannot say that there is no land issues in South Sudan. There are land issues in South Sudan. We cannot say that there is no dominance of one group or a number of groups in government. There is dominance of the Dinka ethnic group over the central government. These are facts. But what we are saying is that genuine grievances do not translate into genuine justifications for fighting. If a genuine grievance turns into a genuine justification for fighting, then all African nation states are going to descend into chaos. There would be no stable nation state in the whole continent, because there are so many of such genuine grievances all over the continent. If you go to Nigeria, there are genuine grievances in Nigeria by some ethnic groups. If you go to Ethiopia, there are Oromo. They even created the Oromo Liberation Front. They have genuine grievances. If you come to Uganda, the Buganda have been saying that we want federalism since independence. Obote did not give them federalism. Idi Amin did not give them federalism. And Museveni has not given them federalism until today. But still, they have not taken up arms. The genuine grievances should not translate into justification for fighting. Now, what happened in South Sudan? Why did it take a tribal dimension? When South Sudan became an independent nation state, and the SPLM government, by default, became the government of South Sudan, there was dominance of the party. It is natural. It's a liberation movement. It's a revolutionary movement. And the good news is that we were united by then. We were so united because we had an existential threat from Khartoum.
No.
But when we got rid of Khartoum, now we are back home together. How are we going to handle our coexistence in South Sudan as a nation state, as our nation state? And when you say nation state, in Africa is the nation states of Africa are different from the nation states in Europe. It is a European word, nation state.
Correct.
It is a state formed by nations. The Germans formed their nation. They are Germans. The French formed their nations. They are French. The Greek formed their nation. They are Greek. But when you come to Africa, it is the colonialists that drew maps and brought different mini nations together.
That's a good point.
It brought so many nations together, nations that had existed in different forms. We have two types of communities. In anthropology, we have state and stateless societies. State societies look like the nations of Europe. They are kingdoms, like the Shilluk, they have a king. The Buganda, they have a king. Like the Zulu, they have a king. Like the Ashantis, they have a king. And so many others who have kings, who have structures that look like states. And stateless societies are like the Dinka, who don't have a king, the Nuer, and so many other groups that don't have kings. They don't have centralized authority. Authority is divided over chiefs. Now these groups, the state and stateless societies, have formed the nation states of Africa.
Go ahead.
The same, yeah, someone texted me. The same applies to South Sudan. We have states like the ones I mentioned, including Bari used to be a state. The Zande used to be a great African kingdom. And you have the Nuer, the Shilluk, and not the Nuer, the Dinka. And you go to Eastern Equatoria, you have groups that are stateless. Now, when we came together, we found 10 states. We found 10 states that were created by
Oh, sorry again, Ustaz Mayen. I'm sorry somebody distracted you there. But I hope you come back and you wrap it up so we can move on. There's more people here to speak. I still have 2 guests to go. So oh, sorry. That's actually Dandara. So let me go ahead and do this. Yes. Okay, go ahead and wrap it up, Ustaz Mayen.
I'll wrap it up, Jongkor.
Yes.
So we were coming to form a state,
Mm-hmm.
and we found ourselves loyal to our natural societies. And in order to come together, we need to rise above our regionalism and our now we come to the in order to wrap it up, we come to the 28 states. These are ethnic states.
It's okay, Jamal Malish, be patient. It happens sometimes, but I don't know what happened, you know. So it'll be okay.
Because of, again, you call someone else. It might be my own network here, so that we don't.
Yeah, just type it up. You were in 28 state. If it went off, and then I'm gonna call somebody else. Yeah,
please go ahead.
Okay.
The grievances in the 28 states like Malakal and Raja, for example, these could be solved easily if we had 21
states,
districts, colonial districts, because they have their own maps, and you cannot, if you want to go.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call somebody else, and then let's go ahead and have just 1 minute break or 2 minute break. Let me grip water, and then we're ready. I want Reath to get ready. right. So let me go ahead and call Red, see if you are ready. Reath Muoch. Look like Red, please send me a request. Send me a request, Reath Muoch. I'm waiting for you, Reath Muoch. I can bring Ustaz Mayen later, you know, to wrap that one up. Ustaz Reath Muoch, the former MP for South Sudan National Legislative Assembly. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. I know it's getting a bit longer, but good to see you, sir. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so much alive.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you are aware of what we are talking about. You have heard, you know, Dr. LADO and Solomon Dandar, and now Ustaz Mayen Dengdit, and now it's your turn. So what is your intake here?
Well, thank you, Jongkor, and thank you to the people who are watching. The question, I think, is very clear, and it is about why the political force are using the tribe instead of preaching the nationalism. Some of the talk I've been listening, actually I've been here for all time, and I've been listening with keen interest, and some of the speakers actually said a lot of good things which make a lot of sense to me. But some of the talk is, I think, is like, you know, we are trying to address the issue to avoid problem from happening. Yes. But we're not talking like we already are in the problem, and what we are trying to do is how to get out from this problem.
Correct.
First of all, I want to thank you once again for inviting me. I have a lot of things today, actually, but I decided to show up because I think this is very important. First of all, Jongkor, let us be honest.
Correct.
The tribalism is existing in South Sudan, not only in South Sudan. You know, the structure of the social structure actually is formed based on tribe, especially in Africa. Mayen was talking about that, and we are formed based on tribe, group of people. You know, even we start with family, it comes to society, and then you go to community, and these are different kind of groups of people that form a nation. So that tribalism actually something the nature of the tribe is something that existed that you cannot do away with it, and especially when you come to South Sudan, the nation that have just been emerged from you know, from Sudan, for example. We have been living all this time in our different places, in our different tribal, you know, areas, whereby some of the people have not been going to, have been connecting with other tribes in South Sudan, for example, that are tribe in Equatoria that have never seen people from Upper Nile. They have not even go to Bahr el Ghazal and all this. So, and this nature of tribalism is something that is in our blood. It's something that need time for us to go away, so that we have to point an identity that will be identity for the nation of South Sudan. So the problem is that the tribe itself, or tribal grouping, is not something which is very bad to me, because this gives you the beauty of diversity. For example, you have the diverse culture, you have the norm, we enjoy even different cultures in South Sudan. We like the dancing from Acholi, the culture of the Chuluk, the culture from the Dinka. This is what you call the diversity of you know, tribal grouping. This Correct. One is not bad at all. What is wrong from tribalism? It is.
No. Go ahead.
I don't know, people when they see you live, they decide to call you, and you're using the same.
Yes.
The people who are calling, please, you wait until I finish and then you call later.
Thank you.
So it is when tribal become toxic to the point that the dogma and dysfunction become the standard. And this is because when when people try to impose their culture or tribal culture to other people, because when we live as a tribe, we have to know the limit of our tribal grouping. You have to know that your tribe is not the nation, your family is not the tribe, your society is a different thing.
Yes.
And when it comes to nation, we have to have a different identity that, you know, which
Embrace it.
has nothing to do with our tribal group. For example, if you are a Nuer, you have to know that I am a Nuer, and when it comes to South Sudan, you will be completely a different person because there are other people who will come there. So we had to have a national identity, which is South Sudan per se. This is where tribalism become bad, because other people are trying to impose their culture, their norm, to be used as a national thing. Coming to the question itself, I think we will be unfair to say that all political grouping, because we know the nature of the tribalism existed. We have it. The Nuer are proud of their tribe. The Shuluk are proud of their tribe. The Dinka are proud of their tribe. And there comes a certain time that we live together and we are peaceful, and we know, regardless of our tribal grouping and our culture, Mandari and you know, Lotuka and Yangwara and all this kind of thing, there comes a time that we live together. That means our tribal, you know, inclination is there, but we know also there is something that uniting us as a nation. So before this war happened, the 2013, let me say it, after we have a peace agreement in 2005. When the peace agreement was signed, the tribal fighting, you know, even before the peace agreement, even before the SPLA, some of the tribes that are problem, mostly they are the neighboring tribe because of the issue of cattle and all this kind of thing.
Raiding.
It is not something that is over South Sudan. I don't know what is happening in Equatoria, what was happening actually. They, you know, every group of people, they have their own nature of fighting and, you know, tribal clashing and all this kind of thing. So when we signed the CPA, our tribalism, you know, have gone down. The nature of the nationhood, you know, the identity of being South Sudanese was taking over slowly, and you have seen the result during the referendum. And if it continue, we would have been now in a different situation whereby nobody even will be talking about the tribalism. So then come 2013. And now what makes the issue worse here is because most of the time when people try to address the issue of tribalism, for example, they want to address the issue between grouping, you know, infighting within group of people within tribes, and it is the government that will come in to deter people who are trying to preach the tribalism and all this. But ours is different. It is the government that is now practicing the tribalism in South Sudan. This is what makes everything complicated here, because we are not talking about, you know, we want to work at the people of South Sudan, at the youth.
Go ahead. Hopefully you are not cut off. It looked like someone called you, Reath. I hope you continue. Let me wait a little bit if that's the case, and then I can call you back to continue. Yeah, it looked like it froze there. And call you back. Jamal, you're supposed to leave this gentleman alone so he can finish. But the you know, the notion that people are calling Marquis, I know people bothering. Send back in, Reath. I hope you can send back in. and then I can bring you and finish. Go ahead and send back in, and then we finish. So, okay, let me try this one. Reath Muoch.
Honestly speaking, this is a problem. People are just calling, and I don't know what do they want to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
what I do sometimes before I go live, I dismantle the messenger. So
I think that would be the good secret for that.
Yes.
Yeah, coming to this issue,
Yeah.
it is. I was saying that it would be unfair for us to say that to generalize all the political forces. I'm not trying to. I will not be specifying that defending any political force and all this kind of thing. But I want us, because what we are trying to do. That's why I said a lot of issues that has been said. Most of them are. It is like we are trying to predict that we are going to have a tribal issues and tribalism and all this, and then let work hard to make sure that it is not happening. But now it is happening, and we are in it. What we need to do right now is to make sure that we have to call it a name. Okay, we have to call it a name, and we have to identify the problem, because we are already in the problem, and we need to identify the problem. I had issue with many politicians in South Sudan because people talk themselves to the position. We are all eloquent. South Sudanese, they are very nice people. They speak very well. But when you come to character and and values and all this kind of thing, you will find somebody is just talking to want recognition so that he may get something or he can be recognized and all that. But this is too late. Now we are in the problem. The country is falling apart. What are we going to do? What we need to do is to identify the problem. When I bring the history that, there have been a time when the peace agreement was signed, we have relatively calm issue, no tribal, no interfighting between tribe and all this kind of thing. And the nationalism, the nationhood was taking place among the people of South Sudan. Now come 2013. When I say that you should not generalize, it is not everybody. It is the government of South Sudan that introduced the tribalism to the people of South Sudan, not any opposition party. Anyone who is fighting, who is asking for secession, those who are asking for secession, those who are calling name of the Dinka and all this, these are the reaction of something that had happened. They are reacting to something that had already happened. But now
does that justify if the government involved in tribal, and then I'm gonna go, oh, me too, I'm going to do it because that person did it or that government do it? Is that justifiable to do such a thing? Because if someone is evil, it's not necessary for me to become an evil too, right?
It is not justifiable, but the nature of the oppressed people. When you oppress somebody, sooner or later he will rise up against you. There is no end of the choice. When somebody feel oppressed, like what is happening right now, you don't have any other choice. And it doesn't have to be everybody. It has to be the action of few people. Like now, for example, we are saying that people are saying the Dinka and all this kind, and the Dinka are saying, no, not all of us. Okay? It doesn't have to be all Dinka that do something wrong for other people to say that this is the Dinka. Salva Kiir alone, because he's the president of the Dinka, of South Sudan, and he's from the Dinka, and we live in a communities, in a country in which we are so fragmented in tribal group. What do you expect other people to say? They will definitely say because Salva Kiir is a Dinka, because we are tribal in nature. And it is a tribalism that arose all this kind of feeling. So what I'm trying to say is that it is the government that introduced tribalism. And the reason was that there is a domination agenda. And the domination agenda was engineered by the Young Council of Elders. And the reason why people are talking about the name of Young Council of Elders, and there is no time that I will stop talking about the name of these people, is because the Young Council of Elders themselves, they are not working for themselves. Into their heart, they are working for the Dinka community. This is what they believe. Okay. Now the Dinka is not benefiting anything. And you know, their plan and everything that they are doing.
See,
they are
my
not.
issue, I'm not trying to cut you off. My issue is when someone say, Gen Council of Elders, actually, the beneficial are the Dinkas. At the same time, Dinka are suffering, are dying every single day, are crossing the border every day. They don't have clean water, they don't have hospital, they don't have nothing. And the Dinka are being thrown in Blue House in Juba. So
I did not say that. I hope you are not repeating what I say. I didn't say the Dinka are benefiting. I say the Dinka are not benefiting. Let us be honest, Jongkor.
Go ahead, yeah.
If we are very honest, this Gen Council of Elders, they are very important people, not only in the Dinka community, in South Sudan. They are educated, very respected leaders in South Sudan, very respected leader in the community. They are father, they have children in the community of Dinka. They are educated, very, very intelligent people. Do you think these people can work by themselves without having people who accept what they are doing? Do you think they don't have followers? They do. But this is not a whole community. They are people who are, and to me, the Young Council of Elders, they were supposed to be the elder of South Sudan because they are named very prominent name in South Sudan, in which now this is a honor that they have lost and they will never gain it back, and they will remain the Young Council of Elders forever in South Sudan. Nobody will respect them because of what they have done. Dinka have not benefited. But the issue with this, the issue was when the Young Council of Elders were doing their planning, okay, most of the people silently, they like it. Even Salva Kiir himself. Now here comes the problem, because Salva have implemented, by the way, Salva Kiir is a tribalist. Let us be honest. Salva have to implement what the Young Council of Elders have engineered. By the way, when I'm talking to you right now, I need a solution. I love Dinka. You know, my friends, I have friends from the Dinka that whatever happened in South Sudan, my friendship with them will never go away. But when we meet, we talk, I tell them what I don't like about what people should supposed to do and what they are supposed to do and all this.
And it's good to be open, yeah.
That was a plan of domination in South Sudan. And this plan is the Young Council of Elders plan. And who they want to dominate South Sudan, they want the Dinka to dominate South Sudan. If the Dinka community do not agree with the Young Council of Elders, this is a different issue completely. Do the people of South Sudan have a right to attack the Dinka because of the Young Council of Elders? Absolutely no. Can we say tell Jongkor, who is now fighting the government because the Young Council of Elders were planning to dominate South Sudan and the domination is the Dinka domination? Absolutely no. Because Jongkor is fighting the same government. He's saying no to the government that is trying to make South Sudan a Dinka nation. Okay? So to us, let us be honest. I am coming to your question, that the question that throw all over to everybody, for example, Thomas Shirilo, the SPLMIO, and all the opposition party, including Paul Malone.
Correct.
These people, they are not part. They should be, if you are part of the government and you are counted to be a tribalist or to preach tribalist when you were part of the government, that is okay. But now our issue is one issue. What will destroy South Sudan is the domination, and who dominates South Sudan is the Dinka domination. Who are engineering this are the Young Council of Elders. Period. This is our problem. Now, if we want to address problem of South Sudan, what are we going to do? What we are saying is not, to me, I'm not saying it to vilify the Dinka. I'm not saying that to insult the Dinka. I'm saying that because South Sudan is tearing apart. We want South Sudan to come together. And as long as this tribal domination planning is continuing, we don't have a country. And this will come to the point of the first speaker. You know, I am against anybody who is calling for South Sudan to be divided. This is completely wrong. I understand that people have grievances. Equatorian, they have grievances. Everybody have grievances. But anybody who is now calling for the separation of any group of the people, this is not acceptable. But notice, these are not happening because somebody does not like another person. The Equatorian are not calling.
Reath, I have a question here from Atilia of Yasmin. If you can read that question, actually, because
I don't see comment here.
Yeah, because if you see that, it said actually, can you speaker give me one example where Dinka responded in unified voice apart from the struggle to liberation South Sudan? So, because when you say that it's a Dinka domination because they promoting the region, when did they, that's what I understand from the question, when did they just united to say that we are going to dominate South Sudan, this is what we are going to do, you know, including the average person, including myself too, you know? So go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. I didn't read the question. I did not understand the context of the question, but I will trust you. I will take it from you. Here is the issue.
That's what I said.
You cannot deny that there is a domination of the Dinka in South Sudan. The issue itself, people saying that the Dinka are the one liberating the country. Why do you think people are saying that? Does it mean that Dinka liberated this country by themselves? No. It is because when you want to achieve something, you have to create an idea that support what you want to do. The idea we have liberated South Sudan is the idea to support the Dinka right to dominate South Sudan, to have the lion's share in South Sudan. Take, for example, what happened in 2013. Those who came and killed people in Juba, they were purely Dinka, no other tribe. They were not the SPLA that we know. They were trained from Barghazal, only two states. It was Northern Barghazal and Warab. Okay? So this kind of thing, plus other issues, myself, when I was a member of parliament, I speak to people, permanent member of the government of South Sudan from the Dinka community. There are some arguments, somebody will tell you, this country belongs to us, we fought for it. It is something that I experienced myself in the parliament, in the National Legislative Assembly. I don't have to mention the name of the people. When somebody who is a permanent member in the government announcing that the Dinka have right because they have fought, sometimes we need to accept the truth. One thing that I don't understand here is the fact that, sometimes when you do something wrong, you don't want it to be now what we are trying to do is wrong because we know that there is a problem. And we don't want to deal with the problem. We want to cover the problem and trying to push us together and come together and start living again. This is not bad. South Sudanese must come together, must live together, but we have to make sure that we have to point out the problem because all of us, when we point out the problem, now the problem is still in South Sudan. The Young Council of Elders, they are still in South Sudan. They are planning still. Do you
believe Young Council of Elders they speak on behalf of the Dinka as a whole tribe?
To them, how the Young Council of Elders, they are working on behalf of Dinka.
Not to them. Not to
the Okay. Do you accept that to them they are working on behalf of the Dinka?
I don't think that they work on behalf of me. I am a Dinka.
No. Yeah. This is you now because you don't see what they are doing and you don't like what they are doing, and there is no reason for you to accept what they are doing because you don't agree with them because you are seeing South Sudan as the priority to you. Somebody like yourself, absolutely, you will not say what the Young Council of Elders are doing. Now, here comes the issue. My issue is that we don't have to press things that doesn't make any sense. We have to come and cut it clear that our problem is not because we are, tribalists. People were calling us, the people of South Sudan, are the more violent in South Sudan. That was a lie. We are not more violent. We are the most peaceful people in Africa. We are very welcoming. We are very honest people. We are very, we have hospitality and all this. So our issue right now is Salva Kiir and the Young Council of Elders.
Yeah.
Okay?
Go ahead, yeah.
Salva Kiir is still the president. The Young Council of Elders, they are still in South Sudan. What do we need to do? Okay? The issue of the Dinka, of being, and what I'm saying, it is only painful to only the member of the Dinka community who is supportive of the Young Council of Elders. If they don't support the Young Council of Elders, they will stand with us together and make sure that it is the Young Council of Elders. Let them take the hand away from the South Sudanese affair, and we have to deal with Salva Kiir as himself. So this is what I'm trying to do. Coming to people who are calling for secession, like I told you,
Go ahead.
you know, when you are oppressed as a human being, when you are oppressed as a human being, you don't have a choice. If you drive me so far to the extent that no matter how humble and how meek I am, I will turn against you to support myself. Now South Sudan have come to the point that, like somebody was saying now, we have a peace agreement, for example. Is the peace being implemented? Why is peace not being implemented? It's because there are people who are working day and night to make sure that the people of South Sudan remain the same, okay? And the issue that have divided us are not addressed. Let's come back, you know, people, let's come back to Juba, let people go back to the SPLM, and let people go back to the SPLM and all this kind of thing. That will not help us. My issue is that let's point where the problem is. You don't take problem of the Young Council of Elders because you, Jongkor, you are not supportive of the Young Council of Elders, okay? But let's accept that it is the Young Council of Elders that have a program. The Dinka are just watching like all the South Sudanese. And what we are saying is because if the Young Council of Elders are using the name of the Dinka, it should be the Dinka themselves fighting them, like Jongkor is fighting. We need more Jongkor to fight the Young Council of Elders because first of all, they are messing up the name of the Dinka community. Okay, so we cannot run away from this. So my answer to your question is that it is not all the political forces that are creating tribalism. Everybody who is saying my tribe, my Nuer tribe, my Murle tribe is because something has been done and they react to that problem, and now the reaction tend to be now we are fragmenting and we are falling apart. This is the answer to the question.
Yeah, but now what I'm saying here, to me, from logical perspective, you know, here's the head, okay? And here are the people coming, oh, you are a manager, but you, the manager, with your cabinet that you appointed, and then there are other people are coming telling you to do what to do this and do this and do this. Are you going really to blame the manager that and that in charge, or are you going to blame people who are not being appointed by that manager? You know, the reason I'm saying that, because I blame always Salva Kiir, I don't blame Young Council members, because I don't know where they came from and why Salva Kiir is give them that opportunity to influence him if he care about the affair of South Sudan. You see, because sometimes if we are not blaming Kiir and if we are blaming people, so-called Young Council elders, I don't know what they do exactly, and then actually we are leaving Kiir free and we are going after someone else. Do you see my point?
Well, thank you, Jongkor. I think we have to blame Kiir as the president. First of all, Salva Kiir to become a president of South Sudan in the first place was completely wrong. And that showed that the people of South Sudan, we were just fighting for different purposes. Some people were fighting for South Sudan and some people were fighting for their own purposes. Now Salva Kiir become a president of South Sudan. As the president, even though you are not Salva Kiir, you are Jongkor today, you cannot work by yourself. You have to have somebody that advises you.
Cabinet, I have
and
cabinet.
If your advisor tend to be, you know, having an agenda which is contradicting your agenda, you don't have to, because now advisor of Salva Kiir, the Young Council of Elders that we are talking about, they are not just ordinary young elders who come from the village for our understanding. You know it and I know it. These are politicians. These are permanent politicians in South Sudan, even in Sudan. Okay? So Salva Kiir share the idea of the Young Council of Elders. The only people that I cannot blame are the Dinka. The Dinka that I can blame is the Dinka who tell me that no, you don't have to talk about the Young Council of Elders. Okay, the Dinka who is telling me now, oh, okay, let's say everybody who have gone out of South Sudan, they are preaching the tribalism. No, I have to admit that it is Salva Kiir, it is Young Council of Elders. And now as we speak today, the plan that destroy people of South Sudan, the plan that operate the party of SPLM and become the Dinka Nuer and Nuer Shuluk Shuluk Dinka, Shuluk Murle, is because there are people who have already thrown the SPLM away, and they are now beginning to work as the people from one community. And they did not, nobody among themselves will say, no, look, what we are doing is wrong. Okay, now we are into this mess because the member of the Dinka community who decide to do this have not speak to themselves by telling themselves that now what we are trying to do will destroy South Sudan and will destroy and most of the members of the Jing community, some of the people, not all of them, they are now coming back from the Jing Council of Elders because the plan has failed. It has been, stupidly implemented by Salva Kiir. Okay, if Salva have implemented it, it's madly, no killing, no war, and they are still now self-dominating. Like when the 32 states were divided, the Dinka was celebrating. Why do you think the Dinka was celebrating? They were celebrating because somebody, a son of the Dinka, who is leading the country, have given them what they need. They know that the land of the people have been curbed and given to them. Okay, and I never see any Dinka from Dinka community who have rejected the decision of Salva Kiir. Everybody, including my own friend, have given me reason why 32 states are good. And I know 32 states were not good. Okay.
I never even agree with what so-called lawless state where I come from. I always disagree with it. I always said 10 states because we don't have budget even. And that decision, South Sudanese must involve because it's not a one-man rule. It's not a one-man show. This is the country. This is the affair of the country. You cannot just come and declare and say, oh, we need 50 states or we need 32 states. No, I always
absolutely, absolutely. Now my point is this: we need the solution for this problem. Jongkor, I have to thank you for your courage. You have been doing a lot of good work, and I think through this media, anybody who is ignoring what you are doing is ignoring a very important thing. This media, from what you are doing plus other colleagues of yours, we can be able to preach. I am one of the guys. My nature does not accept that I should stay with Jongkor because he's my friend and I cannot tell him what is wrong with him.
Correct.
It brings me problem personally, and even in South Sudan it brings me problem with politicians. But I'm so proud of it because I know it released me from, and not only me, there are a lot of people. And this is what I think that will bring South Sudan together. South Sudan is destroyed. Now people are saying the Equatoria are coward, and not you, but everybody word is counted. Even people who are commenting on Facebook, because Facebook is our CNN. People are saying Equatoria are coward, we are poor, and then you have to fight us, and we have to all this. By the way, when we were fighting Jalaba, inta Arab kan bigul shunu, Junubin del darin shunu. They how kalam kan Arab biguluta. And somebody like me and you, when we hear somebody saying that, it is an insult to us because we can endana gadia. Lakin Jamaa kan fi Shumal bigul, Junubin del darin shunu. Kanu, we don't know what we are doing. So Equatorian frustration is the result of everything that is happening. When you are oppressed, you have to find a way to fight back. And when you are oppressed and you are hopeless and you don't see any solution, the more this problem continue, the more now there are sentiment of separation, even in Apanal, even within among the Nuer community now of Apanal, they are calling.
But
it has maybe
that was going to be my next question. Now,
okay.
You are a patriot, South Sudanese. I am. And again, I will repeat it to everybody. No one here can call himself patriot than any other one. We are all nationalists, despite, regardless of your political affiliation. Now, is it breaking away is a solution, or just finding the way, the guy that giving us trouble, we can find a way, South Sudanese, to bring about the system that will embrace unity, justice, liberty, and prosperity? Is it breaking away the solution, or just working together to bring about this lasting peace?
Breaking away is not a solution. I don't support that. And for the following reason. The reason why South Sudan has to go through what it is going through is because we were not prepared for the nation building. We were not prepared for the nation building. And the person that have taken the country doesn't even know the meaning of the nation. Because if you cannot find something to be proud of today as the president of the nation, and you choose only your only Nuer tribe to be proud of, that means that you don't know the meaning of the nation. Now we are struggling to pick South Sudan that we have destroyed. The same thing will happen to anybody who would leave us in that mess. Okay? They will go now. If they try to go now, they will also fall into the same problem. So to me, separation is not a solution. Okay, we are strong together. We are stronger together to change what is going on, to work together as the people of South Sudan, to realize that we have gone wrong, to confess what we have done wrong, to forgive ourselves, and then to move ahead and now rebuild South Sudan. And this is start by honest talking, by admitting where the problem comes from. If we don't want to admit where the problem comes from, we will not be able to move and to come together to forgive ourselves, confessing, and all this kind of thing. Now it is our work, all of us, the young people. What had happened had happened. South Sudan is bigger than all of us. Like you said, some time back that we will all gone and South Sudan will remain the same. Now what we are trying to do is to make sure that there has to be an urgent solution to the problem of South Sudan. But if we don't know where the problem is, we will not be able to do away with the problem. Like if you are a doctor and you don't diagnose where the disease, you will not be able to cure the disease. Now we know the disease of South Sudan is Salva Kiir himself and the Jing Council of Elders. What are we doing about it as the people of South Sudan, including the Dinka? Because the Dinka are part of the people who are suffering today in South Sudan. But when people talk about the Young Council of Elders, if all of us united, these people will go. Even the Young Council of Elders, Dinka themselves, Dandar says something that, and I love the way he put it. If the youth from the Dinka is stand up today, all of them, not only Jongkor, and say that the Young Council of Elders, please take your hand away from South Sudan. Leave South Sudan to the people of South Sudan. They will listen. They are fathers, they are members of the community, they have relatives, they have families, and all this kind of thing. So to me, tribalism is caused by the Young Council of Elders plus Salva Kiir Mayadis. And to fight it, we have to go to these people. They have to leave and leave South Sudan to any person who is not tribalist, and we have to get a way to deal with these people. This is where our problem is.
Well, Reath Muoch, thank you so much for coming on and being part of this program today. I think you answered all the questions, and I will move on and bring up the South Sudanese. And I want you to stick around. If there is any question that emerge, and we may bring you back. Thank you so much, Reath.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
You have a good night. All right, let me go ahead here and see who is next here. All right. Where is the dean? General Ezadin, I don't see you here. So General Ezadin is not there for some reason. I don't know, but he's one of my last speakers on the list as well. So General Ezadin, if you are here, please go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back Mayen Dengdit to finish his point, and then I will go for you, and then I'll open floor for everybody, Jamal. So if you are here, General Ezadin, please go ahead and send a request, and then I'll bring you in. Mayen, I'm calling you so you can wrap it up really quick, and then we'll move on. All right, welcome back, Mayen. I'm sorry for destruction of network. But now you are back. Go ahead and finish the point so I can bring General Ezadin as well. Fadal.
Yeah, I think it's my network. It's not your network. And I was talking about the 28 states.
Yes.
Because this is one of the issues that are being taken over as tribal. These entities are ethnic entities, and they are made.
Oh, somebody call you, Mayen. Hopefully you'll be back. Yeah.
They are made in way that will help. I'm going to drive somewhere. Then, you know, like the issue of Raja, for example.
Now,
in Lord State, the people of Raja, they need a state.
yes.
They need a state of their own because they have a big territory and they are they have a different culture from you people in Awil. You are cattle keepers and they are farmers. And if you come together in Lord State, for example, in Raja, you will use your mechanical majority to bring governors from Dinka, Awil, Malwan. And all the time, and you will say it is democracy. So there will be no fertile governor ever in Raja.
But at the same time, Ustad Mayen, it's not about always, you know, one ethnic majority. A guy from Forge, he can compare. I don't believe in those states anyway. But I'm using the simple logic in democracy. A guy from Forge actually can campaign in my hometown, Nyumlel, and then if people like his policy, he can become a governor. How about that? Barack Obama was not from majority. It was from black minority. You know how many black in America? In America, the black population is 42 million only. And America is 330 million. But he's a president. So what I'm trying to say, I don't support the idea of 28 state, but South Sudanese need to understand that whether Nuer are majority and Denka are minority, Denka can become a governor in a Nuer majority land. It depends on his policies and the way he sell himself to those Nuer people. Okay, go ahead and finish.
I agree with you. I agree with you if our society was a different society. We are not
right.
We are not all that sophisticated, and we are not all that detribalized yet. We'll come to that stage. We are not like in Tanzania. In Tanzania, if you ask someone about the tribe of their president, you find 60% do not even know the tribe of their president. They know that he is a Tanzanian.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have not arrived to that stage yet. We will be there soon, hopefully. But what I'm saying is that let us give power to our different ethnic groups. Let them exercise that power wherever they are before we come to the central government. You know, Bishop Emeritus Paride Taban, who negotiated with David Yaw Yaw, he succeeded because he gave Yaw Yaw, he gave the Morle an administrative area separated from Bor. That is how they have accepted to lay down their weapons. Of course, fighting is not the right way of solving our issues. And let me just go to the way forward. The way forward, Jongkor, should be through demobilization, disintegration, and rehabilitation of forces. Because what is killing us is not politics as such, because politicians differ. But the involvement of armed groups into the difference of politicians. When politicians differ and armed groups come into the political debate and discussion, this is what is destroying us. What is destroying us is a civil war. It's fighting between different regions. But again, the extent of fighting is not all that widespread. If we are looking at South Sudan today, most of South Sudan is peaceful, except Yei River State. And refugees are returning. Just last week, about 8,000 returned from Uganda. They're safe. If you go to Nduruba, if you go to Lasu, if you go to Lanya, if you go to Rojo, if you go to all these villages, you don't find Dinkas there, you don't find Nuers there, you don't find Zande there. And they don't understand when you talk about dominance. They are farmers. And they want to come back and farm. They don't know what is happening in Juba. And this is the same with all other villages in the country. They don't know what is happening in Juba. So let us bring them peace first, and then we discuss our issues. We discuss the political issues at the political level. Let us not involve our villages and the civil population into political dispute. Thank you, Jongkor. I'm moving somewhere, but I'll continue watching, and let us continue the discourse. Let us continue talking without fighting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ustaz Mayen. Thank you. And I think
All right.
I like the idea, that's what Ustaz Mayen said. Now, yeah, the dynamic is very different. And I agree with you, Ustaz Suleiman. لأنه الآن في دول المتقدمة فيها ديمقراطية, somebody will cross the aisle and go and campaign from this village to other village. And then, like, he give example, even in Tanzania, John Magufuli, في ناس ما عارفينه هو من قبيلة بتاعهم وده الرئيس بتاعهم. That show you, yeah, the nationalism. They care about, what the guy is going to offer, not where he come from. Wala gabila betao. For now, this is the beginning. People should be given opportunity, right? They should be given opportunity to govern themselves. They can govern themselves and do what they want to do. Yes, the defense and national security, army, those are things. Like in local government should be given to the local so they can, exercise their power. Maybe that's what bring more dispute, along the ethnic line. He's not reflected. He's not reflecting on that, government, even though in the state government. Right now, I don't agree with the 28 state and all these things, but my governor actually, based on what they have done, my governor is not a Dinka. My governor is from Kresh, My governor, based on the Lol state, my governor is not a Dinka, he's from Kresh. And he's a loyal of Salva Kiir Mayar, and that's what I've been saying in the government. My government, the government are people who are loyal to the president. See? People who are loyal to the president. And that's what has been. But sometimes people don't understand my point. They think, oh, you're saying this because you are the Dinka. It's not because I am the Dinka. This is what I've seen in my own eyes, and this is the reality. The hukuma b'tanaz lindum loyalty, and not lindum wala l'Rais Salva Kiir. It's not simply because of that. Now my own governor is a crash out. Rizq Zakaria crash out. They are hakim my Usama Belol state. I don't believe in division in Mazan couldn't feel all state or high. The old 10 state are okay until Mazan Jamal level of education that you couldn't feel bellet. Unajik the reform we are man democracy, and then maybe we can expand more and more and more. That's what's gonna happen, So let me go ahead and bring brother Ezadin Nemir if you are available. And then, and you can make a point too. I hope you are here, but I don't see you here. I don't know what's going on. So he's still not there. I saw your request, Dr. Francis, Akolchiti, Diana, and also Ghana, Bashir. So let me go ahead and bring you, and then I'll bring you Dina as well. I bring you, now I'm going to give 5 minutes, because my old guests are finished, and then there are فرصة ممكن للناس كلها عشان الناس يقدر شنو to express. Those were 5 guesses, but guess why ما ظهرت الآن هو Ezadin Nemir. قد يكون مثلا network خانوا ولا فروق الوقت في أفريقيا طبعا play a big role. I'm calling you Ghana, Bashir. Please answer that. Hope is dialing up. Hopefully you will answer so we can bring you in and move on. Go ahead and answer that. No انا ما عشان انا من راجع لكن انا قلت لك يعني مثلا الحاكم الان يا سليمان هو من هنا هو من كريش. So my governor actually is not a Dinka. He's from a different tribe. But I don't care about the I don't even believe, لأن أنا ما ده division أصلا يحصل, Okay, that fell. Let me go ahead and try another person. Ghana, that fell. Let me try another person here, and then we move along. Bol Makir, I'll bring you. Bol, I'm calling you right now. I hope the network will cooperate, Bol, so you can make a point. You are very active writing. Actually, I see you writing a lot most of the time. Bol, I'm calling you. Paul, I'm calling you. Well, like Karamak said, I agree with you. 10 states were invented or created by Umar al-Bashir. But now, for now, what do we need to do? Lano Assassin, we cannot put up with 28, we cannot put up with 32. Lano they are very controversial. عشان ما يكون في census, يكون في عدد سكان, يكون في real ديمقراطية, and then بعد كده we can do whatever we wanted to do in the country. عشان يكون الشعب زاد يكون جزء منه. لأن أساسا 10 states were decreed by President Bashir لما البلد كان واحد. Now 28 or 32 were decreed by President al-Bashir. So ده ما من الناس, ما من الناس. People are not the one that determine. And this is what I'm saying here. We want people to involve. Whether لو عملوا referendum, how many states we want, we can do that. Or whether it can be through national legislative, ممثلين بتاع الدينادة بتاع البرلمان ممكن يغرروا. At least that will bring peace of mind to the people. Like now, it's a one-man rule. It's a one-man show. If one man is the one that determining, it will cause all the chaotic. That's why people are complaining. Oh, I didn't say that you to take me away from here. You see? So 10 is state, 32 is state, 28 is state. They are all came from nowhere. We did not make it. Dema min amal ta the shop. Okay? But I don't know what happened. I brought you, but you went off. Okay, let me try this. I don't know, man. Francis, let me try you also. And it looked like actually Ezadin Nemir for some reason.
Hey, good afternoon.
To see you is a long show today. Go ahead with your perspective. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody, to the viewer of the Voice of the People.
This is not the voice of people. This is a concerned citizen of South Sudan.
Sorry. The concerned citizen of South Sudan. Sorry, Jongkor.
Yes, okay.
So I'm really very it's a very important topic, and the topic actually is about the involvement of tribal into the political discourse.
Yes.
So first of all, there is something that we need. A lot of politicians actually they make a lot of confusions in terms. They don't distinguish between the government and Dinka. And I want to make this thing very clear here. So most of the people, they want to put whatever mistake that Salva Kiir made to put it on the neck of Dinka. Although when you look into the government, actually, Waniga is the vice president. And we cannot say that, and even that everything that Waniga did actually, that is the problem of barrier, and even nobody would accept that one. When you look also, Taban Dengai is from Nuer, and he is a part of the government right now. And whatever Taban Dengai did, actually nobody can say this is the fault of Nuer, and even the Nuer, even rest cannot accept that one. So why do they insist that whatever Salva Kiir did actually has going to be the responsibility of Dinka? And this is the problem that we are having in South Sudan. A lot of politicians, they need to distinguish these things so that we can go directly into our objective. But since you don't distinguish between Dinka and the government, and this is where the problem comes in. Look what the statement actually Solomon put forward. He said that the solution is under the hand of Dinka. How come the solution become under the hand of Dinka? We are here trying to condemn. We don't want any tribe to be involved or to be inserted into the politics. And for him, he's inviting Dinka by putting the solution under their hand. It's a contradiction, very clear. And this is the confusion that we are making, actually. So,
Dr. Francis, now they are in charge. And if they are in charge,
there is nothing called
now. That's what
there is nothing called Denka that are in charge. It's a government, and this government actually there is any other political other tribe that are there, and there that is why we need to distinguish between the government and Dinka. Okay, so this is one thing. So that we don't make a confusion. There is somebody talk about the Dinka nations. I never heard about Dinka nation. I'm a Dinka. I hope that you heard about Dinka Nation, and nobody talked to me that we weren't going to make, even if Gen Council, they are working so hard going to make South Sudan as a country for Dinka, we would not accept that one, okay? Because actually that is not the way. That is not South Sudan that we want. So these things also, if somebody as an individual make a comment that he want going to make South Sudan as a Dinka, that is his own opinion. It doesn't mean that we have unanimously agreed to make South Sudan as a country of Dinka. This is one thing. The other thing also, we need to differentiate between democracy and a tribal democracy. You see, a lot of politicians, they are calling for federalism. And at the same time, they want their tribe to be a governor. These things, they don't go together. Actually, if you need federalism, it is mean that you can accept anybody to come, settle down there, become a citizen of that particular area, and then he's entitled to become a governor. I don't know why people, they have to insist that their own tribe.
That actually, Dr. Francis will play with the local, coordinates. If in the local, for instance, I'm in the state of Washington, and that's why I'm asking always, what kind of federalism are you offering? Because there are so many of them, like the one that they have in Ethiopia, the ethnic, if particular ethnic, they have a state. Is that what we need? Are we trying to introduce apartheid in South Sudan? No, that's not what I need. Maybe what I need as Jongkor is the one that we have in the United States. Because what I mean by what we have in the United States, now I moved to the state of Washington. I was in Utah. In the state of Washington, if I want to participate in the local government, I have to be here 2 years resident. If I am a resident 2 years here in the state of Washington, I can run for city council, I can run for a mayor. But is that what South Sudan is asking for when they say they need federalism? Or they are asking simply for regional ethnic state? Because if we have regional ethnic state, that's going to close the boundary. Don't come to my state. This is my state. You are not allowed to be here. Is that what we are? There's a gray area. And that's why I ask questions. And when I ask questions, people are saying, what are you doing? But we have to get to the bottom of the thing. That's our problem here.
And this is the confusion. Even Solomon was writing down that the Raja belonged to Faratit, and therefore the governor should be Faratit. And this is not the way. What my Amadinka right now? What did I gain from Salva Kiir become a president? Nothing. And even if Salva Kiir is a president, and if not a president, I wouldn't gain anything, and I didn't gain anything. So what did you gain as Jongkor from President Kiir becoming a Dinka? It's nothing actually. So we should not put the illusion that my tribe has to be there until you get. What we need in South Sudan is we need somebody to come and serve everybody. So if a Dinka is there, should serve all the ethnic diversity of South Sudan equally. This is what we need. And this is what a lot of people that they are unable to understand this part. Secondly, when we want to make a change, we need to approach it in a right way. Look, for example, Dr. John Garang is the only one who approached. When he was approaching the government in Khartoum, he doesn't say, because actually the government, the president may be, for example, the president, Omar al-Bashir, is a Shaigia. He doesn't criminalize all Shaigia, even all Jali, and tell them, no, I don't want in my movement any Jali, and I don't want in my movement anyone from North Sudan. No, what he proposed was for everybody, and therefore, if we need change in South Sudan, we need to come together in terms of a movement. We should not call tribe. When Res come and call that Dinka, let Shabab Bita Dinka come, and let Shabab Bita Anwer. This is where we try to involve tribe in our politics.
Dr. Franz, and that's Sas Luigi, and that's good. Ana Hina Kalamaksa, I agree with you. And that's what I embrace. If you go after Gen Council of Elders, well, you can go 24/7. I go after them too. I go after president, I go after the government, I go after SPLM. That's fine. But going after ordinary women, just ordinary person, someone who has nothing to do with Kir, nothing to do with Gen Council of Elders, that's what I question. That's what I question. Go after Gen Council of Elders, yes. We should not, nobody should protect young council of elders because they are messing up, they are going after their interests, they are not benefiting anyone. But going after or shaming a community as a whole because just those individuals are from that community, that's what I disagree. And that's legit, actually, that's legit. Go ahead.
I don't support Gen Council. I don't want any tribe going to be involved in politics. We need going to come as a political party, organize ourselves, which is open to everybody in South Sudan who believe in that objective of political. The party are going to come and contest because we don't want our tribe going to be involved in politics. Period. This is what we want. So if you criticize Gen Council, I have no problem. Even me, I criticize Gen Council myself because what they are doing and the influence that they're making in the government, I don't like it. But I will not leave the government, okay, as SPLM, which is the one is leading the government. I will hold them responsible because they are the one not supposed going to allow the Gen Council to influence their decision. They are not supposed going to allow those Mu'tamar Watan or National Congress Party to influence their decision, because when the people of South Sudan voted in 2010, they didn't elect Gen Council, they didn't elect those NCP.
Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry, Dr. Francis, to interrupt you. Yes, Paulino could say it here, but Jongkor, Gen Council of Elders are Dinkas. Yes, if they are Dinkas, and then all the Dinkas are involved with what they do, yes, they are Dinkas, and I am a Dinka. Does that mean that if Gen Council of Elders are Dinkas, and then Dinka are bad? That's the question. And I gave example actually, Gibel, I am a Jongkor senior, and I have a Jongkor junior. If I committed a crime of corruption instead of Washington, would you try my son? Would you take my son to the prison because his father committed a crime? And even though those Gen Council of Elders, they are not my fathers anyway, you know. But the the tribe name. So we need to make a distinction here. This is my argument that I made here. You don't need to generalize because those guys are Dinka, then the Dinka are bad. Because Kir is the Dinka, then the Dinka are bad. Because Kir actually ma hakam koi, Kala Dinka, we should shame all the entire Dinka. How that works? Go ahead and wrap it up, my dear.
So what I want going to say here, yeah, Gen Council is not most of Gen Council member of the Gen Council, they are Dinka. But not every Dinka is a Gen Council member. Now, this is what we need to understand here. So basically what we need to come in is we have a problem, and this problem actually we need to address it together. Whether you are a Dinka or from where, we need to stand all of us and solve the problem in our country. So we don't need to come here because of our tribe, but we have an objective. We need to set things. We need people to be employed by merit. It's not because actually I'm fratit and I have to be, I don't know, ambassador and whatever. No, we need merit in terms of the employment. So everybody has to present their credential and they compete so that we can select the best person who can serve the country. It's not just only because my tribe has to be there, whether they are qualified or not.
Thank you. Well, Dr. Francis, thank you. I know you came in late, but it's okay. It was very long today, you know, with my guesses. And thank you for weighing in also with your perspective. I'm going to go ahead and give other opportunity to other people too. They can make their point. Thank you so much. All right, let me go ahead and see who is next. Am I on the line? This debate, it's good. I'll bring you a call, and then I'll bring Dina, sorry. A call, get ready, please. I'm calling you right now. Yeah, actually, we don't want to push each other on the edge. You know, ما بينفع. لأن زول الوحدة دائما هو وحدة بتاعت أفكار. You know, let us have unity of ideals. Because unity of blood actually ما بودي anywhere. لو نحن قلنا يا أخي نحن كلنا دينكا, we wanted to do this, we will never unite South Sudan. Barrier قال نحن كلنا barrier, we should oppress these guys. We will never succeed it. The unity has to be based on ideals. أنا لو فكرتي وفكرتك, you know, allies together, that's what we need. And then we can work and bring that good ideas in the country. Like in Logulna, those are built by brother, you know, Suleiman Gali. Yes, we not Bugul Dor Sagat. And they should not say that. Mav is all coward for dunya da. As to the Gul Zoli Filande coward, Juba now, Mavi Shakal. No. You know what? ما الزول لازال لما تقول له كاوت one day وخلاص هينكر نفسه، هينكر حاجه اسمها حياه. And then he's gonna fight with you to death. So what's gonna happen? You know? So I'm calling you, Akol Chitich. Go ahead and answer that. Akol, I'm calling you. I don't know. Are you in a good place with network? It say connecting, but it's still not bringing you to appear. Hopefully it will work. And if you guys can share this too, go ahead and share our video. Would be good. So Akol, it look like it's not working. So let me go ahead for next person here. Makira, I saw your request. I'll bring you in as well. And I don't know, Diana, if this thing is going to work. I'm calling you right now, Diana. Go ahead and answer. Sometimes network has big issues.
Hello.
Hello.
كيفك
Diana,
يا
good to see you. Welcome to أهلا وسهلا.
Good to see you too.
You still away from state?
هخش في الموضوع طوالي. أنا لسه في مصر يا. المهم الحاجة اللي أنا عايز أقوله شايف إنه إيه جاس جا من قبيلك بيتكلم حاجات قبلية، وشاف إنه إيه زول جا الليلة في شو بتاعك ده بيغرر لنا نحن دينكا ذاته مع نوع من الدكتاتورية. دينكا فرحانين عشان حصل كده، دينكا مبسوطين عشان زعلانين عشان حصل كده. ليه أنتوا بتتكلموا باسمنا؟ ده ذاته ما أنتوا لو دارين ديمقراطية لازم برضو تدوا دينكا الحق إنه يقول إن إحنا فرحانين ولا إحنا زعلانين.
Bad network there. I'm sorry, Dina. Maybe we can give it a try one more time and then we move on. So let me go ahead and bring you back and then we move on. You know. So let me go ahead and give you this opportunity.
Okay. الكعب هنا عندنا في مصر.
Go ahead and wrap it up.
فزي ما أي قبيلة في
دينا معلش والله لانه ما قاعدين
برضو نحن عندنا نفس الحق اللي عنده باقي ناس برضو فما اي دينكا باي دين كونسل اوف elders. بعدين هم ما شغالين في الحكومه. كير يا شغال في الحكومه كان كير ما عنده شخصيه، ده مشكله بتاعت كير
Okay, it looked like we can continue. Malish, I'm sorry. Bol, I try, but it didn't go through. But let me try one more time. Hopefully, you can just weigh in. Yes. Yeah, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan, Bol. Malish, network didn't give opportunity to more people. But go ahead with your perspective as well.
Okay, thank you for giving me the chance. Yeah, actually, it is the first time for me to participate in Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. And I really appreciate your invitation. أنا بس بتكلم بحاجات نقاط بسيط بس. يعني في ناس يتكلموا قبل بالموضوع بتاع إنه كل اللوم بتاع الجين. طبعا أنا موضوع بتاع الجين كانسل أوف إلدرز طبعا ده جسم ما منتخبينه بواسطة بتاع الجين كله. ده حاجة مفترض إنه الناس
يا جماعة, I don't know what happened. Why people keep went out with this thing. Yeah, poor network sometimes can be a problem. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. ده جسم غير منتخب من community بتاع الجين actually. عشان كده مفترض الناس ما يشملوا ناس ويقولوا له ده community. ده جزء ذاته بتاع complication of problem. This is not a solution actually. Because when when you generalize a community, it's not going to help. It's going to complicate the problem as well. So عشان كده نحن المفروض نكون حريصين لو دايرين انه المشكله بتاع جنوب السودان يكون محلول. نحن لازم نكونوا نمشي وراء المجرمين، ما نقول نشمل الناس الكويسين والناس التعبانين. انا عندي موضوع بس بتاع
بول معلش the network خاننا. So كنا بنتمنى انك يعني نكمل الكلام بتاعك لكن that's what happened. So refresh, go ahead and refresh your device. It might be okay. Refresh it and then we'll see. So let me try, go ahead and try Maker. Maker,
Hello.
welcome. I know انت صبرت زمن
اوكي
طويل. تفضل.
اوكي هاي شكرا لك كثير اخ جونكور ولكل المشاهدين اللي تحت الفرصه. يعني شبكه برغم شبكه. انا اصلا اخ جونكور اني نقاط معين داير اتكلم فيه. هو نقاط عدم تمييز بين الجين كانسل والدينكا نفسهم يعني الانظار كلها اتجهت للجين كانسل. واتجهت انه الجين كانسل هو معارضه الحكومه، هو الخرب الحكومه. لكن هل نحن سالنا نفسنا نحن ليه عم ننتقد الجين كانسل لشنو؟ هناك ما في برلمان.
دي مشكلة كبيرة والله. نأسف والله للوضع الحاصل ده. يعني كل ما نجيب زول the network is not cooperating. And actually, I want to remind people, about the matter of discussion today. It looked like people are not even, we're going a different direction. I think it shouldn't be that way. So let me try this one more time. And hopefully this one will work. So. I hope you have.
I'm trying now to put my headphone on.
Okay.
Oh, this is very low battery as well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you very well.
Oh, okay. I think we have problems here with my battery, but I will just be very brief because
Yes.
I think
no problem.
the network is not helping there. I can see the frustration.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, thanks Jongkor, Lahaz Saniha. And I'm sorry for those folks who try to say something, but the network is not helping. The topic is very inclusive and it's very sensitive as well. But I am amazed by the cognitive bias of some participant that actually is spoken. And that's why I was looking forward to hear from General Ezadin so I can make my conclusion. First of all, Luis Nyerzo, it was very vocal guys, He had spoken a lot, and I know him personally. He's a friend of mine, and you can tell the amount of frustration that from his voice and the way he articulates his point.
Yes.
Let me go straight to the conclusion that I would like to make here.
Okay.
In regard to why الخطاب الوطني اتغيرت because يعني حل محلها التوجهات الإقليمية والجغرافية والإثنية والقبلية. بسم الله عليك. شايف كيف؟ We are all participants to the status quo where South Sudanese. This phenomenon that is running around Gen Council of Elder يمثلون الدينكا والدينكا عمل وعمل. أنا قبل سألت واحد من الضيوف هو الأخ رب. I hope he is listening now because my question was, despite that he didn't understood my question, he went and
he is watching.
He's watching, huh? My question was to him, and I hope he can come back and clarify. I said, can you give me one example where Dinka came up with a unified voice to address any issue apart from the struggle to liberate of South Sudan? In South Sudan, Dinka كان يوم من أبيعي، يوم من أويل، يوم من رمبيك، وانضموا مع بعض الجنوبيين الأخرى مثل النوير وأنيواب وشلوك وحرروا جنوب السودان. That's the only time I can call Dinka they were united and they have one unified voice. That's what I was asking to give me one example because he want Dinka now to come out and condemn the Gen Council of Elder. If not, that means Gen Council of Elder is representing Dinka, and Dinka are happy about what's happening in South Sudan, about the violence and the destructions and the deterioration of the economy that happening in South Sudan. Dinka are in favor of that. So I want him to give me one example. If it didn't happen throughout the history, how do you expect Dinka to come out now unanimously and say this is wrong? Let me give you some few examples where Dinka, they're not even united among themselves. In my case, from Northern Bahr al-Ghazal, we've been battling on Misiria or Rizegat, وغيرها من قبائل الشمال. Did you hear any Dinka came from Rumbek or from Ala Nil to come and to give us support in Northern Bahr al-Ghazal to fight Barahil? It never happened. Look at Abiy now. Abiy being slaughtered by Al-Misiria for many years. Did you hear إنه في دينك عملوا نفير يمشي يساروا أخوانهم في منطقة الأبيعي؟ ما حصل. وين ده في على النيل؟ وين ده دينك في جونجلة؟ في هروبهم مع قبائل المرلي والنويرلو وهكذا. هل سمعت قبل كده في دينك يتجمعوا في مدن الثانية يمشوا يناصروا أخوانهم هناك؟ ما حصل. Do you expect now Dinka will come today in unified voice to condemn Gen Council of Elder, the body that is not even representing them? We need, please, if we need to address the issue of South Sudan, we need to have a clear mind without the cognitive bias. Even Reath, your guest, the one of the who spoke, he knows very well how the tribal mentality and the tribal phenomenon enter the politics in South Sudan. The good example in the United States, the SPLM in the United States, when the SPLM was under the Ambassador Ezekiel Lul, there was something called Nuer SPLM caucus. How can you explain that to me? You know, so this mess, in order for us, we need to come collectively, without just trying to play smart and playing victim. Gadayab ta Jumbo Sudan can be traced back to 1960s and 40s. And when we recall them, we don't want to inflame the situation. We don't want to let people pay back and fight. No, because if you need to construct a better future, you need to recall the past in order for you not to repeat the mistake again. Gen Council of Elder is not representing Dinka. A bunch of the politicians got together to find a way how to manipulate the system, and they found themselves in there. I never heard any meetings, or I'm a community leader. I never had any meeting where we have to send a representative of a will community to represent us in Gen Council of Elder. Never happened. And now you can hear this and that. We're missing the opportunity as South Sudanese where we can come together to solve our problem. And now we're just running. يعني بنخلي الفيل ونطعن في ظله. Gen Council of Elder themselves, في كذا رايد بتاع Uncle Aldo Joe, he said they were formed in 2014. والحرب بدأ عامتين. And if I say this now, they will say no. See, he's a Gen Council of Elder, he's a member. Then as Uncle Bitam. This frustration that you can see in anyone can, even me, I can be frustrated and say that, you know what, hey, let the course take itself. Let the event die itself. يعني خلي الأحداث تأخذ مجراها حتى نشوف نهايته شنو. لكن لا، لازم نكون ناس مسؤولين. يعني intellectual تلقاهم busy day or night يعني يضربوا لك في حاجة ذات ولا علاقة لا ناقة لا جمل بالقضية الحاصلة. So I want him to come and clear to me and give me one good example. وبرضه مع احترامي للسفير سليمان دندرة يمكن للأخ إيمانويل فرانسيس مالوال جاوب. ما في حاجة في دينك يا قريبي السفير سعادة السفير. يعني دينك ده الخيلانو شايف كيف؟ أنا ده have my step mom is from Indogo. أنا تربيت في واو. في حاجات حصل في 80s يعني sometimes I even feel shame to bring them up because people may understand it wrong. You know, I would like to inflame the situation, but no, there is no way I can live without Fertit, and Fertit, there is no way they can live without me. And anything has the consequences. If you want to in the دولة تنشطر لها consequences ولها benefits. زي ما الأخ لويس قال قبل لويس نيرزو.
Go ahead.
You see, yeah. زي ما الأخ لويس نيرزو قالوا. Yeah, yes, you can see the frustrations, but there is some attempt that you don't want to bring them to the table because this may spark a lot of problem among people.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, let's say, for example, he said that everything is on table. If Equatoria didn't get the federal system of governance, they may seek independence. That's fine. This is their ambitions, should be respected, but that's come with the consequences as well. You know, and there is many calls throughout Africa where people were agitated to get independent, but some of them failed, and people paid the price. Innocent people. Good example is the Biafra war in Nigeria. After Nigeria got independent in 1960, right away they went into war. And thank you, you gave the example of Ethiopia. Nigeria has the same phenomenon of Ethiopia.
الناس كلها قاعدين بالريجن، عندك اليوروبا في الويست، وعندك البافاريانز in south، وعندك الايفو والفلاتا in north وكانو وهكذا. This is what we need to bring in South Sudan. That war of Biafra in Nigeria, in 30 months only, 2 million people died. Go look it up and do your research and you will find out. It's not even equivalent to the people that killed in liberation of South Sudan throughout 21 years. You see? Up to this point, let see to hear from Ezadin Nemir if he's around, and then I may come back. But I need your guess because he's a very vocal man, and I want him to give me example how Dinka can come together to condemn Jane Council of Elder, something that never happened in Dinka history. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Atilio Abu Yasmin, for your insight. Please stick around and then we may call you back again. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me see here if General Ezadin available. I know one of my guests, but I don't see him here. Okay, finally he's here. Who Jeff is someone die, like it's okay. We can just use this, a few times and then you can go ahead. Faddal, General Ezadin, إحنا انتظرناك، لكن الظاهر أنت جيت في وقت متأخر، ما مشكلة برضو. I'm calling you right now. Yeah. دعوة معك General Ezadin. General Ezadin, I'm calling you. Hopefully that work يشتغل. I don't like that air. Let me go ahead and play a little bit of music. It's adding up. Sure. The dean, it declined. I don't know why. Nam. We still thank you, my sister Wilma. It's been a long time no see, but I'm glad you are here today. Thank you for reminding. لناس اللي ما عارفين يا جماعة sister Wilma ده من أول الناس. أنا وكنت بديت show I used to have only 13 people, from the beginning, and she was there, very supportive. That we reached to this, Thank you, I'm proud of you. So, معلش ناسف. Okay. Finally, General Ezadin, ما لقيت حصل لك شنو؟
يا اخي انا كنت في هناك كده، لكن جيت خشيت قبل ساعه وقاعد ارسل لك، ما قاعد يخش من بدري.
ما جا
ساعه بحاول والله ساعه كامله انا برجع كنت ادخل زول، دخلت تقريبا 5 نفر انا هدرتهم هسه.
نعم لكن
آه.
فاينلي شكرا على المداخله. وطبعا انت سميت اعراب بتاع الناس، وانت عارف السؤال اللي طرحناه ليه، لماذا سيطرت الخطاب القبلي الإقليمي على هذا البوليتيكال ديسكورد، يعني مثلا في جنوب السودان. فدي محور نقاشنا اليوم. طبعا لويز نيرسو جاجو لادو كيم اني سبوك. نحن تكلمنا برضو عن ليه هو طالب بالعناية بكلام بيقول independent state of Equatoria. نحن حدثنا كثيرين طبعا يتكلموا. فناو is your turn. go ahead. تفضل.
شكرا لك يا اخونا جونكور طبعا للاستضافه بتاعك، يعني الليله نظهر في الشو هنا. نشكرك شديد ونرحب بالناس الموجودين. اول حاجه انا داير يمكن نقول حاجه بسيطه كمقدمه لكلامي لك للجمهور هنا، انه القبليه اللي انا حسب الفهم اللي انا بفهمه، انه الان القبليه اللي بيقال في جنوب السودان ما وصلت لدرجه القبليه المعروفه او اللي هي الخطره على الدوله بتاعتنا. لانه انا حسب فهمي انا قلتها كثير، انه نحن الان القبليه ده هي اصطنعناها نحن القيادات السياسيه. يعني القبليه الموجوده هسه اللي بيقولوا في جنوب السودان هي مصنعه مننا من المثقفين ومن القاده السياسيين في اذا اختلفوا. وانا وضحت كثير انه الاختلاف بتاعت القاده السياسيين اللي قاعدين في المراكز المدن الرئيسيه في جنوب السودان هم اللي بينقلوا يعني الفزاعه بتاعت القبليه. يعني يمكن الفزاعه بيقولوا العرب يعني حاجه بخوفوا بها الناس.
نعم.
يعني ده تخويف زي البعاتي، يعني ده الفزاعات. يعني فالقبليه السياسيين بقوها فزاعه، يعني هو بيشيلوا فزاعه بيمشوا بها للمجتمعات بتاعتهم عشان يمشي يخوفوا بها المجتمعات انه في هيمنه لجهه فلانيه او في ظلم جات من قبيله فلانيه عشان يقدر يكسب به وجود بتاع الشعب. ده الحاجه الحاصله اللي نحن عندنا هسه الان الموجوده في جنوب السودان. لانه القبليه اللي عندنا هسه هي صنعناها نحن او صنعوها بدوها القاده السياسيين، وحاليا من 2013 لحد هسه ان احنا الطبقه المثقفه والشباب الموجود الان مشينا بنفس الشكل المشابه والنمط المشابه، يعني يمكن القاده يعني. وده الفهم الموجود الان. يعني انت لو لاحظت يعني احنا الان من كنا في الناس لما قبل الانفصال الناس اللي كان عاشت في السودان كلها ما كان في شعور بالقبليه. نفس الشيء الناس اللي كان عايشه في الحركه الشعبيه في مناطق المحرره او في دول الجوار بتاعت شرق افريقيا ما كان في زول يعني بيقدر يعني كان بيشعر بانه في قبليه موجود. حتى لما نحن رجعنا قريب لحد 2013 ما كان في قبليه زول بيذكر. لكن لما يفقد القاده يعني حتى الموضوع اللي حصل من 72 بعد اتفاقيه بتاعت اديس ابابا والحصل ده كله بيطلع من المراكز الكبيره. القاده هم اللي بيمشي بيرحلوا بيمشوا القرى يمشي يحاولوا يعلموا به المواطنين.
نعم.
بانه يقولوا انه في قبليه او في جهه فلانيه محيمنه على يديل عشان يلقى مكاسب سياسيه ويلقى يعني يمكن يعني يلقى له برضه يمكن يلقى به المصالح الشخصيه في البزنس، وانه يلقى به نفوذ في المدن. دي الحاجه الموجوده عندنا في القبليه الموجوده عندنا في جنوب السودان. والبيأكد الكلام ده حاليا يعني في مجتمعاتنا في هنا في يعني المجتمعات الشبابيه او في جلساتنا الاجتماعيه. القبليه ما بيظهر هنا، يعني ما بيظهر القبليه الا لما نجي نتكلم في السياسه. حتى زي جينا في اللايف هسه هنا يا دوب الزول بيحاول يبقى قبلي هنا او يتهم القبيله الاخرى.
نعم.
لكن لو هسه مشيت انت في محل انت قاعد فوقه في المجتمع اللي انتم موجودين فوق الجنوبيين موجودين في امريكا بتتواصلوا بكل مكوناتكم القبليه هناك، بتتواصلوا في الاجتماعيات. ما في قبليه بيظهروا الجنوبيين عندهم برضه عندنا حتى في جنوب السودان حتى في جوبا حتى في المدن. لكن لما نجي نتكلم في القضايا السياسيه الواحد عشان يلقى به مكاسب هو بيجي بحاول يطرح انه احنا القبيله الفلانيه. وانا قلت مره في نقاش شبابي كانوا موجودين، انا قلت لهم يا جماعه احنا القبليه زي ما كان حصلت اول العنصريه اللي كانت وجدت في جنوب افريقيا انه حددوا شوارع. حتى في امريكا كان الشوارع معينه للسود او في محلات بيجلسوا بلا او الزرق الناس يجلسوا في اماكن مخصصه للزرق في المدرسه حتى في المدارس.
نعم.
دي ما وصلنا نحن ما عندنا هنا. حتى المشكله اللي حصلت في رواندا القبليه اللي مشت في رواندا حتى بقى واحد يقتل المراه حتى لو زوجته من قبيله ثانيه يمكن ينتهي منه عشان هو ما من قبيلته. الدرجه دي ما عندنا في جنوب السودان. القبليه اللي عندنا ده مصطنعه مننا. ده بالواضح كده. يعني المساكين الموجودين في القرى والموجودين في الضواحي هم المتضررين بافكارنا. يعني نحن ذاته القاده السياسيين ده بعد الواحد يجي يحصل له مشكله في المدينه او يفقد الصلاحيات بتاعته او يفقد القوه بتاعته في المركز يحاول حتى يصل القريه. يعني حتى الناس زي اللي مشوا طلعوا من 2013 لو ما كان في يعني فقد المصالح ما كان وصل مناطق القرى الحصى وصل فوق التمرد او مناطق او المصل فوق كلنا الشباب مشت فوق ووصلوا ده قدام عشان فقدوا الجاه والسلطه في المركز.
نعم.
يا دوب مش شافوا
هسه شافوا جنرال عز الدين الان الزمن مشى خلاص للنهايه. سو الحل شنو؟ نعم. من ريجناليزم ده من الكلام بتاع الريجن ده والقبليه. في ناس طبعا اقترحوا زي الضيف بتاعي قبل يتكلم عن انه ينفصلوا احسن. فانت الحل بتاعك شنو؟ بس الان الزمن بتاعنا انتهى خلاص. جو هيد اند ويل بريث.
هنا التقرير المصير اللي بده الشعوب ده ما بدوها عشان انها في بمزاج القاده السياسيين او بطرح من الزول انه يشعر بانه ما في الان الاسباب او المسببات زي ما انا ذكرت الحاسه انه القبليه اللي بتقال دي مصطنعه، هو فزاع لتخويف الناس. يعني ما في قبليه، ما في اي حاجه. ده القاده يا هو بيقولوا في قبليه لما واحد يفقد السلطه، ده يا هو الاشكاليه. معناته الان الدواعي اللي بخلي الاقاليم يمكن تقدر تقول ان هي دايره تمشي تنفصل. انا حددته في مقال قبل ايام انه نحن دوله جنوب السودان من استقلت، ما في دوله في العالم ده طالبت شعوبها باستغلال جزء منها وهي عندها 3 سنه. يعني دوله جديده عندها 3 سنه يا دوب استقلت، والان تجي المظالم التاريخيه يكتبوا شنو؟ ما في تاريخ الجنوب لسه ما يتاسس الان. دي اول حكومه في جنوب السودان، يمكن دي اول حكومه للدوله الجديده دي. يعني احنا ما بلغنا مساله بتاع تراكم الظلم ما يتراكمت للان. ما حصل مظالم تاريخيه انه هي يعني جات انظمه او جات سلطات كثيره خلت يعني المظالم دي استمرت في الاقاليم دي عشان تطالب بالانفصال. خلي المظالم دي تكتر. يعني احنا ما ادينا فرصه لتكوين الدوله بتاعت جنوب السودان دي ما ادوها فرصه تتكون. الدولة أخذت 3 سنة وخشينا في مشاكل من 2013. يعني خشينا في مشاكل وما ادينا فرصة لتكوين الدولة. فشلت السلطة الحالية أو الحكومة الحالية، ما ادينا فرصة للحكومة اللي حتجي. ما ممكن. دي اسمه علاج يعني بتاع زول فاشل. يعني انت الدكتور بدل يعمل لك حشوة في السنون يقول لك السن ده يطلع. انت لازم تعمل حشوة، تعمل اي شيء حتى بعد ذاك يكون الخيار الاخير. حتى في العمليات القيصريه اللي بيعملها الدكاتره لولاده الاطفال ما بيخشوا طوال انه الحامل دي طوال يعملوا عمليه حيخش اول اذا انه تاثروا شعروا انه الجنين ده يا قتل يا قتل امه يا الجنين خطر عليه، ويمكن بعد ذاك يرجعوا للعمليه القيصريه. فنحن انفصال جزء من جنوب السودان او جزء من الاقاليم هي عباره عن عمليه قيصريه دايره الا يكون في خطوره انه لو ما عملنا العمليه ده حتنهار الدوله او حينهار الاقليم. الدرجه دي ما وصلنا عندنا. الشيء اللي بيتقال ده كده مزايدات سياسيه كلها، يعني اللي يلقوا به يعني حاجات مكاسب للسياسه او لابناء المناطق. حاليا حتى لو لقوا مناصبهم هسه ما حيرجعوا المناطق المشوا يوم داك لما فقدوا المناصب. حتى الكثير الان نحن موجودين في الاقاليم والمشوا وين ده كلها في القرى ده، يوم اللي يلقوا السلطات في المراكز ما حيمشي القرى دي ذاتها.
شكرا
ده حياة. يعني شكرا لك، وانا معلش اتاخرت لكن يعني ما كان انا حاولت ساعتين، انا بحاول انا ساعه ما ابى
معلش انا ان شاء الله انه نعمل معاوده للحلقه دي ثاني، لان انا شايف في ناس كثيرين كانوا عايزين يتكلم. لكن طبعا معلش يا جماعه الزمن انتهى. في حين بنترككم ان شاء الله ونلتقيكم ان شاء الله في حلقات جايه. شكرا جزيلا جنرال زدين. I really appreciate you for coming on. أنا بشكر كل من حضر الحلقة اليوم. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you for being part of Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. It was so fruitful. Even though we did not agree, but this is the nature of politics. We agree to disagree. But we will continue with the same topic and the same discussion inshallah. كنت أتمنى إنه ناس كثيرين يلقوا فرص، لكن أنا بأسف to those who did not have an opportunity to speak tonight, and it is necessarily to bring this thing back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you.